Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Onward Master League Channel 2 for your hosts, the Lonely Viper, and his co-host, the one, the only, the very, very sensual Radarhead. Thank you for joining us.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Hey. So, we are going to be casting this match today of Pacifists versus Beginners, two of the top teams in the EU League. A very much anticipated match, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say. I mean, is it anticipated or not? It's a rematch. So, Pacifists and Beginners' first game of the season was against each other, and Beginners lost it 7-11. I'm still trying to figure out what maps they lost, though, to be honest. And I'm failing horribly right now.
Much surprise.
But my assumption would be Downfall.
Yeah.
Downfall is definitely one of the maps they lost, and I believe the other one. I don't know. It's really hard to find this out from the. I'm pretty bad, it turns out. Anyway, so it's going to be an interesting match. Beginners stuff to have something to improve. Pacifists undefeated until boss fight defeated them last weekend.
Have we got the map bans in yet from the home team, Pacifists?
Home team Pacifist map ban, I believe, is Quarantine.
Okay.
And for beginners, I believe it's Snow Peak. Ironically, boss fight beating beginners on Snow Peak when they fought them. I believe someone else beat them on Snow Peak as well. May have been Pacifists. Don't know.
Really? Wow.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, what do we think the first map choice is going to be, and why? Take it away.
I don't know. Pacifists are at home. And we saw them do very well. We've scrimmed them, in fact. But boss fight scrimmed them on Subway, and they did very effective on that. So I think it's Subway, and I think we're about to kick off, and it is definitely Subway. We go into map 1, round 1, Pacifists versus Beginners on Subway.
I am excited to see how this plays. These two teams, again, like you said, it's a grudge match. They played each other before. There's a lot to gain, a lot on the line with these teams in terms of their MAR matchmaking rankings. You see, following Whale as himself and a teammate, it looks like Lionheart with a shield will go up one stairwell.
Pretty straightforward defense from Beginners right now.
Yep.
Although, actually, I'd say Smoyle's position's like... I mean, if you cut to camera 0, don't cut to camera 0 because that won't work. But in a second, once I fix everything, then if you cut to camera 0. So as you can see right now, Pacifists pushing up the south road. No one directly there to engage him, but if you cut to camera 0 now, you see Smoyle's defensive position here is interesting.
Wow, I haven't seen that before. That's unique and different. Did he deploy any C4 that you've seen that might give that sort of position justification? Is he listening?
I definitely saw so. Yes. So if you cut to my camera now, you'll see the C4 that he's placed.
Yeah. Very nice.
Cheeky little C4.
Cheeky C4s all day.
So we've got 3.
It's very cautious.
3-2 split, south and north.
Yeah.
I don't know that I like the north push though, to be honest.
Look at Neox's position on top of that bin bag.
Yeah.
That's quite a good spot. I think a lot of players use it. It gives them a good, it's kind of minimal profile to the attackers, but gives them a lot of line of sight down the alleyway.
Yeah. I don't know how to get onto that bin. You just walk on it?
Either. I think so. I don't think it's too complicated.
Okay, well I'm a pretty simple person, so that's good to know.
I'm a simple man. I see bin, I sit.
So Beginners having lost 2 games this season, which is unheard of. 2 games so quickly, so soon in the league. One against Vikings, one against Pacifists, and they've not had the strongest outing this season. But they're still Beginners. They're still a
South Street, Pulseville and Jamie quick in tow.
Lionheart now crossing that line. Lionheart with a shield. Neox won't be able to stop him initially.
Yeah, they're trying to put out those frags, trying to take down Neox, but it doesn't seem to be working out for now.
No. Frags out. Neox still quite happily sitting there. Killing her on his 6 is a nice backup. Killing her about to return grenade. It's ineffective.
Yeah, unless they've got C4, I think they're going to really struggle with that.
So, if we cut to Icy Woods now. downing.
Follow frag coming up. Here it comes. It's gonna work. Stratic's gonna go down with Possible.
Oh, what a fantastic grenade there by Smoils. Perfectly timed. Wow, that was so effective. That was just that was so well coordinated. Finally, he's got two pushing him.
Lionheart pushing up. Frag coming out. Finding its way. Oh, another flash and a frag.
Neox takes down Whale. His attack is falling apart for Pacifists now with only one in the north and one in the south, and all of the units still remaining. Flash goes on Lionheart. Shield is accepting the bullets. Absolutely fine. Meanwhile, in the south, we have Jamie throwing down some smoke just to create some confusion as he falls back. Will he fall back all the way around the map, or is he going to try and push down onto Smoils and Icy Woods? He doesn't know what happened around here. He just sees his two dead comrades. No, we're dead enemies. He's about to run into Smoils. About to run into Icy Woods.
Icy Woods gets the shot.
Woods taking him down. Meanwhile, in the north, it's all down to Lionheart with shield here. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock, and he's picked up a real gun, but he's got an entire team to go through right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's a really tall ask for Lionheart to make anything of this.
Do they not know the kill count? Because I don't see Smoils and Icy Woods rotating.
Yeah, I mean, you think maybe they would look for a flank?
Yeah, but what flank? If they have the kill count, they know that Lionheart's the only one left.
Yeah, I suppose they've got no pressure on them now. They'll just chill.
Oh wow, they think Lionheart's fallen back. Right, killing has made him now. They know Lionheart's there now. Lionheart is gonna try a flank. They are away.
But you know, the ball is totally in beginner's court. They don't have to do anything now. They can just chill.
No, absolutely. 1:40 left on the clock.
Yep.
5 versus 1. Even
All
with
the
that
time.
one with a shield.
All this guy is doing is padding out our airtime. He's a good guy. No, you know what? I kid, of course. He's doing the best thing he possibly can. 1:26 left on the clock. He's just trying to think of a way to get in there. I can see that inner turmoil. I can relate. I've been there.
Well, listen, you're not going to make a push down North Road as the sole survivor versus an entire enemy team. He can't know that there's an entire enemy team, but you know he's made the right call there. He's not going to survive a push down North Road. He's got to hit from another angle, and that's what he's going for.
That's all he can really do at this point. So let's see what he can do. Maybe he'll pick up a kill or two. It's unfortunate. Pacifists had a very coordinated offense this evening to hit at the same time, but I don't think they were ready for the particular layout beginners were running.
Well, I mean, that C4 followed up by a grenade just completely destroyed any chance. Well, any chance of South push out.
Lionheart. Braving the storm. Here comes the flag. Lionheart pushing with 40 seconds left on the clock. It's all up to him.
Still no kills on the board.
He's close now.
I love the way he came back. Wow.
Lionheart
Almost the entire team of beginners there to try to find a way around the shield.
Yeah. You know, I gotta give it to him. He tried. He did his best.
You gotta give it to him. I'm not giving it to him. I refuse.
You give nothing away.
You don't just get it from Radarhead. Don't just get it from Radarhead. Anyway, beginner's defense there, solid, not a single loss. I don't even think any of them took any damage. That combination between Icy Woods and Smoils on the south stairs near the up and over, proving fatal. The 3 of Pacifists, and the rest of Pacifists couldn't make it down North Alley. Again, that approach on North Alley, for me, I mean maybe it works for other people, but I can't. I can't reconcile it. I just can't reconcile that push. Just because there's
at all.
No, because you got no cover or almost no cover. You're in you're literally in a kill box all the way to the end.
Oh, yeah. I mean that's a fair point. Just got careful sounds of your gunshots make your ears. Trade in the chat commenting on the gunshot noises. I heard Traden's ears bled once. Is that just a rumor or is it true?
I think his ears never stop bleeding. Apparently you're quite quiet on the stream. You might want to
turn up the mic. I've turned up the mic.
Viper, pump up the mic.
Turn up the mic once again.
Pump it up. We're going to see Pacifists now on defense. Let's see if their defense can be as solid as beginners. Beginners defense again.
I want to see what the beginners.
Flawless victory.
It always brings such interesting like.
Oh, check out Whale. Now check out Whale's push down here. Now we've got 2 beginners pushing up there. He's doing a 2-2-1. No, he's not. I would have thought pushing up that hard he was going to be rocking C4. Anyway, we've got a 2-2-1 split. Woods looking to go into the Volk spawn area. Meanwhile, we have 2 Beginners doing the up and over approach.
That's right. We've got a. Oh, let's hold them up, ladies and gents.
Ah, look at Strajak's approach here.
Oh wow, it's a good spot to be honest. I'm always afraid of
It's interesting. You wouldn't expect to look from there.
No.
Whale now engaging fire on Killinger, who's rocking the shield. He's drawn out some fire, and look at this. Beginners falling back now. They've made noise. They've made sure that they've seen 2 of them, and now they're falling back completely.
I like that. I like that kind of like prodding
Absolutely.
the defense, kind of putting them on. Hey, we could be here, or we could be here. You don't know where we are.
Now, this is interesting pushing from beginners. If you look now, they've got the 2 rotating back from the north. The 2 in the up and over are split away from each other. Jamie now versus Neox, who's got a shield.
Neox calling out Jamie's position. I think he knows. Well, certainly Jamie knows at this stage. Is anybody nearby
love
to
how-
support Jamie? No.
I love how audible beginners always are. They don't care that you know where they are. They're like, oh, it's gonna make noise. I don't really.
Out comes the frag, but it's not going to.
Stray Jack and Jamie now versus Smiles and Neox. Meanwhile, Killinger joining up with Woods 43 on the Volk spawn approach. As is Icy Woods, so we've got 3 going for the Volk spawn approach.
Interesting.
Guarded by Policible. Meanwhile, Neox and Smiles probing that defense. Neox prepping a grenade possibly.
You know, how are they going to crack this? There's 3 of them locking down that entrance to the subway. That's going to be a tough nut to crack right there.
So interesting, Jamie keeps falling back to check the north alley. Whale's still covering north alley.
That north alley's not being pushed now.
Nah, Whale's still locked in there.
Another fragment out, but again, not finding anything useful. I mean, it's surprising to see beginners not really utilizing those frags more effectively. Are they looking to detonate C4s maybe?
I don't know. Killinger and Woods 43 slowly bleeding through Volk spawn. Preemptive grenade goes out to find any C4, doesn't find any. I don't know if the pacifists are actually rocking any.
They're also looking for a guy behind that trash can. That's something that, as someone who's taken that position against beginners, they're ready for that.
Smiles comes out blind firing, doesn't find anything. Lionheart, Jamie and Strajak ready for it. Meanwhile, 3 beginners transferring now into the Volk spawn. Policible in a pretty bad defensive position. He's literally in the open. Killing and finding with a shield. Not finding the shots. Smiles takes down Lionheart. Strajak on the corner. Smiles takes down Strajak. Strajak missing a key opportunity there to take out Smiles. Smiles picks up Jamie on the transfer, leaving only 2 pacifists left in defense as beginners push in from all directions.
With still 5
that could
well,
not.
they've suffered.
That could not have gone worse for pacifists there. That could not have gone worse for pacifists.
No, I mean that's as bad as it gets, really.
Meanwhile, the 3-man team completely irrelevant as they push in from the Volk spawn. I don't mean they're going to be irrelevant because they're going to destroy all hopes pacifists have. And pacifists, yeah, when the time comes, because nobody's watching that approach.
But those shields have been used really effectively by beginners. Like they've really utilized that for intel and then actually made plays based off it. And I don't think the pacifists played very well into those shields either.
Smiles now. Just checking the 6 o'clock, killing Woods pushing up from the Volk spawn. And Wales defensive position. Pretty unattainable at the moment. Smiles coming out with free fire. Just making noise based on Neox's intel.
Whale.
It's
too.
Neox went down. It wasn't completely flawless. Beginners very much in charge right now. It's 2-0 to beginners. They take the defense, they take the offense, having lost only 1 man combined in all of that.
That was really strong.
Yeah.
Like, can't fault that offense at all. Like,
Beginners having lost their first game against pacifists. Pacifists show up here, and I gotta say, beginners are putting them in their place. They're saying, "Hey, look, you might have beaten us once. Doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't mean a thing."
Yeah, they are a top-tier team who are capable of developing and innovating, and coming up with new stuff that will keep you on your toes for days.
Let's see. I mean, beginners went against Boss Fight recently and beat them soundly on Downfall. Lost against Boss Fight on Snowpeak and almost lost against them on Quarantine and went to a 1-on-1, I believe, against you. Between you and Killinger, Viper.
Yeah, that's right, actually. Thanks for reminding me.
So so beginners showing some weakness in this early season. However, right now, showing none of that.
Yeah. It's interesting, beginners, like that band Snoopy, the performance on it wasn't weak by any means.
No, but they have lost it twice out of two times, so you can't blame them.
No, I guess I cannot.
Name a map they are weak on. Name a map that they are weak on.
I genuinely can't think of a map that these
Exactly.
Yeah,
I can name a map that Pacifists think they're weak on, and that's quarantine.
Yeah.
That's the constant need to ban it. So, objective now is Coke Machine. Coke Machine
How
with beginners.
will Pacifists crack this one, and how will beginners defend it? What I like to see is that they got killed and you're kind of watching that basement approach, and meanwhile, whoa, there's a hard downstairs push from Jamie and the boys from Pacifists.
Just Smiles and Woods both on the upper nova. Meanwhile, Pacifists sending 2 down the upper nova. Whale on the left, Polisable on the right.
C4 detonated
C4
prematurely by
goes
Smalls.
out. Yeah. And a follow-up grenade. I think he must have heard something. He's going all out aggressive, and there's no one even close to him.
Yeah.
His timing is way off.
Oh, Stragic.
Calling Stragic. Oh. Stragic though is resible.
Yeah, that's a positive position to be in for the Pacifists.
Yep. Jamie meanwhile pushing in to get Stragic up. Refire down on killing him. Dead.
Ooh.
Jamie
The
getting
comes
revived.
out.
Smiles
The
now
overpass.
and Woods. Yep.
Things are heating up.
2 versus 2
Paulson's kind of
situation.
pinned in now. Oh, he peeks and Woods takes him down. The gunplay from beginners, like, they're not just tactically strong, their gunplay as players is very, very strong.
Here it comes now. Will Woods get picked up? Or we get another pickup? Mel's got a lot to cover.
The great thing for beginners though is that having 2 guys here and the way they play, the refrag potential is really
Right,
good.
but look at this. Smiles isn't looking.
Why is
Woods.
Whale crouching? What? Oh, looking through the way, Whale!
It's happening. Whale picks up Woods.
Unbelievable.
Oh, Whale did not come out firing then. That was very interesting.
That was really interesting. But I mean, to be fair to Whale, I think he did wound Smalls at least.
Jamie coming from double down, getting some grenades up there, then falling back. So he's made some noise. He's made the paranoid that they're there. Smiles team kills Woods.
That was a good move. Oh, what?
It's a good move. That means the
I'm
objective is open right now. If you look at the 2 remaining defense, Neox and Smiles nowhere near the objective. This could lead to a cheeky cap. Not the kind of thing you expect the beginners to drop, but right now they're tactically in a bad position. Pacifists don't realize it though.
Yeah, because all the trades coming out. Oh, wow, Jamie and Niner almost trading.
Line up. Laying
Yeah,
down suppression
cap
fire.
goes
Stragic
wide
picks up
open.
Neox. Smiles, the only remaining defender here, he gets taken down. Pacifists may have had an opening week 2 rounds, but then take round 3. Beginner's defense torn to shreds.
Yeah, that was very. I mean, I thought their defense was good, but definitely the push past was that you could see that clear kind of teamwork on the revives and the refrags. It's good to see.
It is good to see, yes. So interestingly, that team kill from Smiles there really it opened up the objective. That trade between Killinger and Strajack again, a really key moment of that match because Killinger went down and out, whereas Strajack was only down. So that revive was able to come out, meaning that obviously that puts him on the wrong end of a trade. But then what's really crazy is you see that beginners drop the ball on the upper nova, which is really unexpected. Like, you had 2 people up there, and honestly, Whale should have picked up both of them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter. I'm not being down on Whale. Whale made a good move. He picked up one. He wounded the other. But I'm surprised that no one was checking it. Like, you had two beginners players. You know, this is a top tier team with top tier players, and neither of them were watching that entrance. They killed one, and I guess maybe they assumed that was it.
Yeah, it was interesting. Plus, and check this out. Look at the scoreboard. Smoils is on 7-1. What a score.
Yeah. Bearing in mind he has a team kill, so it's actually 8-1.
Jeez. Like, I mean, Smoils is just one of the backbone players of beginners. He's been there forever with Dr. K.
Oh yeah.
And what I like about
And
Smalls
you know,
is he's creative.
keen artist as well.
He's a very
both.
keen artist.
Both in his play style, I would say, and with the written style.
His moves make a man
Drawn.
blush.
So let's see if Pacifist defense will be more effective than beginners. It's round 4, map 1. Beginners up 2-1 against Pacifists. Reminder that Pacifists actually beat beginners last time they met, which was the first game for both of them of the season.
Looks like we're getting a interesting split from beginners right now. So they're still buddy systemed up. They're rocking 2 south, 2 mid in the overpass, and 1 through the... 1 just looks like he's just watching the rear.
Meanwhile, Strajak is down in the basement. Defense, we've got Lionheart covering the other basement exit near the objective, and Polisable providing support. So, there's no one guarding the open open. Spoils and Icy is laying down a ton of fire. Meanwhile, Possible is changing, but not over attack.
Yeah, he's not really pushed.
No. Right now, what's really interesting is beginners are separated all over the map, apart from the Icy Woods and Smoils.
Yeah.
See, they're actually taking killing south.
I love how when they reach into a stairwell, they're like spraying, just pre-firing the right spots.
Well, I mean, these guys have got the ordnance for it. They're rocking 2 LMGs and the box ammo LMGs, so they've got ammo to spare.
Are we living in a box? Sometimes I think we're living in a box.
I'm living in a box of emotions. So looking at the defensive lineup from got good coverage on the objective, so I would be surprised if a cap happens. But it's quite a loose defense, which gives up a lot of the map to allow it. They've got no north
covering all
guard.
their bases, I think. I think they're covering all their bases, and it's not
I don't know
much
that I agree,
redundancy
because
in
they've
that.
got very little north guard, no up and over guard. Strajak is kind of covering the double down entrance,
Yeah.
but only kind of. Meanwhile, Killing is there alone with a shield. Patience from beginners.
Patience
So
indeed. Strajak will be the one to face off against Dr. Killinger eventually.
again. So the first fight we might see will be between Icy Woods potentially and Neo
Paulus?
Jamie.
Oh, Jamie. Oh,
Jamie.
yeah, right. So, Jamie.
If
being down
Jamie
the
rounds the corner.
far end is
So
Jamie
Icy
gonna be
Woods
looking for
down
that?
now.
'Cause
You might
Icy
be
Woods
right.
certainly
Maybe
is.
it might.
Oh, it does
Jamie
seem
picks up.
nicely done.
You remember how I said that was going to happen?
Well, Radar, that's why you're on one of the primary teams in the league.
They call me the Oracle, because I write in Oracle at work. So I'm really
So it
good.
looks like it's getting real now. Dr. Killinger breaching into that downstairs subway station with Icy Woods.
With Woods for free. Strajak's made them. Falls back.
But what's cool
God, I
is
love Killinger's
Killinger was...
voice.
Yeah, me too. But the point is, Killinger was pushing out to bait out the shot so Woods can get that frag.
Strajak has rotated out though, so he's done something that we see good players, very good players doing, knowledgeable veterans. He's laid down, he's made some noise, he's fallen back, and now obviously beginners have to look for him. Is he re-rotated round? Is he waiting for us? Is he going to attack us? They have to be patient now.
Yeah.
But it's beginners, so they're ice cold.
They're
They don't care.
nothing but patient, these guys. Ice cold.
Neon's
ice
now
blood
rotating
veins.
downstairs. So again, this is what I really like for beginners play style, is that you see them like all separated out, then suddenly they all come together.
Yep. Do you think they sort of like feel that out as they go, or is it something they decide before the round starts?
I think that probably the ongoing tactic is right. Separate out, you go here, probe the defense, then when it comes to, the 2-minute mark, I want everyone in this area, or you 3 in this area. I don't know. Who knows what happens to the minds of players of this caliber. Meanwhile, Pacifist defense, untouched. Until I said that,
South
I'm
Street
trying
is down. South Street is down.
to see what that... Okay, so Strajak was in a bad position in the south train, and Smoils wormed his way around, picking up Strajak.
I see.
Again,
Jamie
it's
now.
worth noting that Smoils was part of the up and over team. He made noise,
Jamie
with
peeking,
Icy Woods.
pops out a frag. It doesn't make it. It may have given away his position. No. Still. Jamie's got the secret. Oh, Jamie does get the kill on
Jamie.
Killing.
He's not killing it. Who had the shield?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know.
Shots being exchanged by Jamie and Woods here.
4 versus 3 now with Pacifists on the
Oh, Jamie with a
Jamie
crack shot.
picking it up. Woods 43. Wow. Jamie now with 3 kills. Well, 2 kills and a down, should I say.
It's now all up to kind of
Take a day off, Pacifists. Leave it to Jamie. He's got this.
Oh, Woods gets rest. And Jamie straight on top of it and takes down the Neox. Wow.
Jamie pushes up on it. It's perfect timing from Jamie.
5 kills. I think he's acing this one.
Yeah, if he takes down the Soul... what a turnaround, by the way. I thought beginners were looking untouchable in the first 2 rounds, and now suddenly, it looks like Pacifists are ready to equalize. Jamie's
gonna take another one.
For the ace.
He's gonna get the ace. No, he didn't.
No, he's not. Polisible's gonna ruin it. Damn you, Polisible. Damn.
Why?
I've met Polisible in real life.
So,
let me just tell you, just like he ruined that moment in the game, he ruined stuff in real life as well. He's a terrible human being.
Yeah, but he makes up for it with his chiseled physique.
Yeah.
Can't really criticize that. Come on.
Nope.
Yep. So, anyway, that was awesome. Jamie almost got the ace. Walking out of that round with 5 kills. Smoyle's almost on, well, 10 if you didn't count the team kill.
Yeah. I mean, Smiles picking up some great kills there. Well, 1 great kill and a good trade. Now, trades I always say are much better for Marsok, because as a defender that means it leaves you more openings in your defense, and as an attacker, if you still have all the flexibility of having multiple attack ranges. But when you're the last player left and you trade, that's not so good.
Indeed. Losing a precarious position. So I mean, it's cool to see kind of like what it looked like such an initially strong start from beginners being converted now into a 50-50 layout. So the next objective is going to be the fabulous but tempting double down subway station objective, or basement subway station objective. What do you think of that? How do you think it's going to play out?
I mean, that's a really open question there, Viper. We got beginners on defense on it now. I mean, like, the key way to attack this objective is you have to do a multi-pronged attack, probing the basement entrance and the both double downs at the same time. That's the key attack pattern. You come from every direction at once and cause confusion and anarchy. Now Pacifists are very good at this.
Like, do you think teams should stay entirely down in the kind of like the objective area, or should they control those 3 entrances, or should they fan out, ambush, play with the enemy a bit?
I don't want to give that away because I'm a league player on the same team as you, and I don't really want to give my thoughts. But my thoughts are everyone should stay on top of the objective, like literally, like make a line in front of the objective and just cover it, like human shielded. So any team that plays us, that's how I think you should play against boss fight. But for me, honestly, I think you need to do a bit of both. You need to hold the key entrances and send out some fan out attacks. You can't just hold down the double down, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now we can see 2 members of Pacifists going through the up and over. Beginners taking up a very south-centric defense on this, which is very interesting. Strategic pushing.
Meanwhile, so we got 2 on the up and over, Whale and Jamie. The charge again with reckless abandon, I've got to say. Reckless abandon. Yeah. Meanwhile, we got a 3-man push in the basement from Strajak, Lionheart VR, and Polisible.
Whoa, shots from that door.
Okay, so there's 2 on top.
Killing it now. Capitalize. And that saves him. Will it save him a second time? He's in that corner. It's going to backfire him sooner or later. I'm surprised Killing It hasn't nailed him.
Yeah, Jamie looks like he's doubling back now. Is that correct?
Yep. Meanwhile, and as is Whale, Jamie and Whale both pulling back now. They've made, again, really great plays from Pacifists. They've made some noise. They said, hey, look, we're over here. And now they're falling back.
Yeah, quite cool. Checking out Smoyles here. Smoyles is in a good spot to intercept Lionheart and Possible as they push up. C4 strategic.
Cut to my camera right now, please. You'll see Strajak is deep, managed to penetrate deep in. I guess he came in from the north. I wasn't paying attention where he came in from. Oh no, he came in from the basement. Yeah.
Oh, he's looking away because those shots.
Woods.
Which Woods is he gonna get? Hard to say.
Woods. Oh no. Got
Woods.
Wood.
Woods. Oh.
Woods does not have the angle on him.
He gets Woods.
Tragic, huh? Meanwhile, Icy Woods doesn't realize it. His brother, Icy Woods, no idea that his brother's died.
That's some spicy. Oh wow.
Meanwhile, Lionheart and Smoils looking like they're
possibly
right.
about to be detonated. Let's see. Negative. It looks like now that they've been made, Lionheart and Pulse go dropping back. Possibly now going to try and detonate the C4 there, whether they know it or not. Oh, they're looking for it. Is it going to work? The C4 is out of play.
Meanwhile, Strayjack pushing up. Killing us still looking in the Uppernovas. Icy Woods looking at the Uppernovas. They're expecting attack to come, but they don't realize that the enemies, there's 3 guys behind them both.
This is so tense right now as
Jamie,
Icy
Whale, and
Woods is-
Strayjack fanning out, killing a now, getting a feeling something's wrong. He's looking in other directions, but they still feel like someone's coming from the Upernova. Icy Woods now switching his view to the north, sorry, to the south
down
entrance.
Below. Lionheart, Pulse are looking to breach in. Smoils now. Coming out. Pushes, takes down.
Wow, Neon's there. Punishing that attack. Strayjack picks up Icy Woods.
And the push is on. 2 minutes 50 on the clock. It's a bit rushed, but he's looking for the kill. Looking for Neon.
Killing and looking for it. He goes down to the objective just to double check. Jamie on top of him. Punished. Whale picks up Killing. It's 2-on-1 now.
Strategic getting
Neox.
taken on by a shield wielding Neox. Neox pulls out his gun.
Wow, it's a 1-on-1 now with Neox versus Whale.
One way.
So I really feel like that was Pacifists to take. Neox here holding the line, a new pickup by beginners.
Yeah.
You look at the kill ratio, it's 10 for Smoils, 5 for Neox right now, and the rest of his team on 1 kill. So it goes to show that
has
they've...
a whole 2 minutes to figure out how he wants to come in here. It's.
How do you do it?
He can play with that.
How do you do it, Viper? How do you do it?
How do I do
Oh,
it?
he had a C4! He had a C4, Neox had a
The whole
C4,
time?
he's planted on that. Yeah, he's just planted it now. He literally just planted. If you cut to my camera, you can see where he's planted.
Oh yeah, that's a good spot.
How do you... Grenade goes out.
Interesting.
Sets off the C4.
Ouch.
Brilliant play from Whale here. 1 minute 45 left on the clock. Problem is that once he gets down there, how do you defeat the shield?
I really don't know. Like, Neox, having the shield is a real great advantage for Neox, but it really does depend. He actually picked up. Neox has a laser sight on. Oh, a laser sight on a pistol from the attacking side. He picked up.
Yes, exactly.
He's dumpstered it already.
So I guess, I mean, Whale is making the right choice here. He's looking to go the south double down, which will give him distance advantage on Neox, but Neox with a shield at that range will have to drop the shield, but he can do that in cover and then come out firing.
Yeah.
So he can use the shield to ascertain Whale's approach and then follow up with a rifle.
He's watching his time. I respect that. Many players don't. It costs them
50
lives.
seconds left on the clock. As the
gotta be something
Pacifists. Whale versus beginners. Neox on defense with a shield. Whale pushing up now.
So you think Neox would be better to sit out there with the shield and like just basically play with
100%.
Whale, or set up an ambush?
There's no. I think he's making the right play here. It's 35 seconds left on the clock. You can't sneak the cap. You've got to go through Neox to win this.
Up the pre-fire comes out.
Whale now 25 seconds left on the clock.
He's got
Going down. And this is the problem Whale has. He has to get through that shield, and Neox just has to sit there and hold back.
Well, he's pushing now regardless. He
Getting
knows
close
with the
now.
time on the clock, he's got to just keep closing that gap.
Oh, wow, look at this intenseness.
The duel
Whale
is
now
on.
pushing up to point blank range with Neox. Oh, this is too much for me to handle. I can't handle it. Wow.
That's what I mean. I don't
Whale
know about taking that
picking
shield.
up Neox. No, so listen, I said the right approach was him to use that shield to ascertain Whale's approach, to see where Whale was coming from, then to go into cover, then drop the shield to come out firing. So that's what I probably wouldn't have done in that situation because I'm really bad with the shield and I'm a bad player. But from my God's eye view, that's the play that I think Neox should have made.
Okay. Can I make a prediction? I think the next round, right? I think beginners are going to pull out something crazy. Like, I think they're going to pull out some really, like, because they want to win this. It is so close to the line. They're going to pull out some serious tactics to try.
Can I just... Well, I hope you're right, because I want to see this go to the final. I want to see this go 3-3. But can I just say, I thought beginners were truly going to stop Pacifists. You know, just from those first 2 rounds, they like Pacifists picked up 1 kill in 2 rounds for those first 2 rounds, and now look at it, Pacifists are up 3-2 to beginners.
A lot less than I would have expected. But I mean, again, it looks like a lot of the critical mass of beginners is sort of is weighted on Smoils and Neox right now. Whereas if you look at the scores across Pacifists, a lot more balanced. I think so as a team.
I mean, apart from Paul Lionheart, who's like just having that.
He's been rocking the shield,
know,
so you know what? I understand from first hand that does affect your score. So it's harder to tell performance when someone on the team is kind of the designated shield or marksman. You know, it's kind of.
I feel like I've touched on some kind of sore spot there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Thou dost protest too much, I think. Hey, did you turn off the overlay in the last round?
I thought I did.
Okay.
Oops. It's hard working on. It's hard focusing on these cameras and manipulating everything. But hey, I do my best. I'm sure
turn the overlay off.
I'm trying my best to do that.
Sure. Also, you need to mute your Discord because apparently people are hearing bleeps and bloops on your Discord.
Actually, no, I did think of that. I took care of that already.
Alright, cool.
A good guy.
Anyway, now we see it's round number 6. Pacifists on 3, beginners on 2.
Can I just say I love seeing the
Pacifists on defense.
I love seeing the double shield coming out from beginners, and I love watching the frantic rush of the attacking teams. They try to grab as much grab as possible.
So I can't see where it went, but somewhere, if you cut to my camera, is a C4 charge.
What?
It's somewhere up there. I don't
see
know
it.
where.
I found it. It's on the big grey pipe. It's perfect. Like you would not see that ever. Like
So
ever.
I still can't find it. So
Yeah.
that's how good that C4
Beginning
is.
that push in the generator room. Looks like they've already got engaged. Stragic goes down
Picking up Strajack.
to Neox.
And yeah, but Lionheart
Nicely
is
done.
holding what I like to call the scoob angle. Jamie. So now look at this defense. This is not what I would call a strong defense. They've got everything they have centered around double down. Which
This
means,
is what we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're vulnerable.
It makes it very hard for a cap to happen against you, I suppose. But not necessarily. The Lionheart's position is such that if someone rushes down and kills the north defenders, it leaves the objective wide open, and Lionheart might not be able to respond because he'll be dealing with a push coming in from the south.
So the question is this a beginner's? Is this a serious push they're going to make on this basement entrance, or are they just kind of?
It definitely looks like it. They got 4 guys stacked up. Now, if they do push south, I can't see how they'll get a cap. If they come out here firing out of this exit, they are not going to get a cap.
Frag coming out. Those frags have to be airbursted to be
frags.
effective. Like the train tracks just stop frag damage from traveling around, and it's really frustrating.
You're really good at this game, Patrick. Have I ever told you that? Like, you have such great moments. Other times, Lionheart around, picks up woods. Meanwhile, Neo's not capitalizing on
Is he
that.
gonna make it?
Lionheart taking bullets.
Lionheart versus
Lionheart
two
taking
shields.
bullets. He's so injured. He's like,
running for it.
how did Lionheart survive that?
He is matrix dodging his
He
way out
got
of
hit
it.
at least twice. I'm really shocked that the beginners did not pick up on Lionheart falling back then.
I mean, you gotta be. Whoa! Killinger gets caught because the flipping shield issue. The bug with the flipping shield when you let go of it for a second.
Killinger's going to be swearing a lot in the lobby right now. Neox and Icy Wood still keeping the south alive.
Look at that frag! Oh no! Again, oh it's flash. Again, you gotta airburst this stuff, or it's not effective.
Neox is blinded. Wow, look at this
He's not
defense!
blind. Neox, let's be clear.
Icy Wood
Neox.
got the defense quickly enough, but he manages to pick up 2 of them.
Can I just say that Neox was
Wow,
not blind?
Smoils could get a double pickup here.
Yeah.
Smoils could get
wow,
a double
double
pickup. He's
pickup.
the last beginner's player remaining. Oh, the tuck in.
Oh! It's one
Now
versus
one-on-one situation again.
Oh, look at
Smoils.
this Molotov coming out on the tracks.
Smoils versus Whale.
Wow.
Wow, that's so intense. I can't believe all of that just went down in that south push.
Yep.
It was so messy from both teams as well. Actually, no, messy from beginners mostly. But look at the dead Vault players. Look at where all the dead Vault players are.
Yeah, all just along those tracks. I think if they use their assets better, like frags and stuff.
But then
they
look
would
at where the
have
dead Marsong players are. This looks absurd.
Yeah. Oh, what? Smalls just took out.
Smoils picking up Whale there.
Wow.
Whale in a really bad. Sorry, Whale, but when you watch this replay, please don't hate me. But that was a really unfortunate
Not the best
position.
I didn't expect him to do it at the time he did it. I was actually wanted to see if the kits on the Vault players had any leftover frags or flashes that could have been utilized to change the outcome of that fight. But just when you consider the facts being that beginners committed everything to that double basement push. Everything.
Yeah.
Nothing but that. That's pretty insane.
Honestly, I think beginners got lucky there. I feel like Pacifists overplayed the defense. I think they should have let them come in a bit more rather than charging down on them, which I feel backfired a little bit. Maybe when they took down Killinger, they saw an opportunity because they took down one shield player. Maybe they didn't realize there was two.
Can I comment? The next objective, would you believe, is the infamous North Stairwell. That is invariably favors the attackers. Beginners have just got the short end of the stick.
They must be looking at this objective thinking, oh, oof. Oh, okay. Oof. Oh, great. Oh, that's good then. Well, this is most certainly Pacifists to lose right now. I appreciate the Pacifists are the attacking team, and usually the attacking team has the harder end of the stick, but not on this objective, ladies and gentlemen. I rarely see this objective guarded.
Yeah, and again, like
Sorry, successfully. I should have finished up with successfully, because obviously everyone has to guard it.
It really depends. I'd be interested to see if beginners play aggressive with that North Stairwell and send out an aggressive defense. Like, I just think it's a defender's team, a defender's side to lose if they sit too tight in this and don't do anything innovative.
I don't know how to play it. I mean, I've come up with tactics which I think would work on defense, but you know, the wholly not great. There is no great defensive objective. Like, unless someone proves me wrong, I don't feel like there's any truly great defensive objective.
Do you think it's just a poorly balanced objective in general?
Yeah, and I'm still surprised it's still in this. I love watching it. Okay, I love watching people play this objective. I love watching it. I hate playing this objective from a defensive standpoint.
I love attacking it.
Every team hates defending this objective. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Arguably, it's the hardest objective to defend. Well, it's definitely the hardest objective to defend on Subway, but I'm trying to think of a harder objective to defend on any map. Is there any map where there's a harder objective to defend than this?
I'm not sure, if I'm honest.
Maybe Quarantine 1 tank objective? But no, I think even that's easier to defend than this.
Yeah, kind of agree.
Like Quarantine, Daylight, or Nighttime, whatever, the objective in the center of the map. It's quite hard to defend because there's no defensive cover immediately near it, I guess? But no, this is definitely that. I feel like this is the hardest. Prove me wrong, Twitch. Prove me wrong. What would you say is the harder... Twitch, what would you say is the harder objective to guard? Subway North? Or something else? Get back to me on Twitch.
Get back to me on... Don't.
Prove me wrong, Twitch. You won't, because I'm amazing. Meanwhile, there seems to be some delay going into this final round. As tense as it is. And as I said that, we are now kicking off.
Again, gonna be curious to see how the guys play this on the defensive side. But we're all the way into the 7th round. I was like, anyone a flash? My name was. Take a flash.
I have done that thing where I've killed my overlay again.
Oh, press escape. Escape, tab, and then escape.
Oh, that worked. Thank you very much. That's amazing. You're amazing, Viper. You're an amazing person. Meanwhile,
oh, look at
look at this push from. Yeah, awesome. I love seeing just random stuff that beginners come out with. Meanwhile, we have a very, very defensive push from Pacifists.
Beginners.
North. I love it. I love it. I love what beginners doing. I love what
look at the ordnance being traded between these two teams right here.
Meanwhile, Strajak covering.
You're going for another one. It's too short.
Wow, killing and holding back an entire team here. It can't last. This cannot last. Another grenade coming out.
It's a bit too short again.
Another flashbang going out. Pointless flashbang in the middle of nowhere, but still.
Beginners have burned so much ordnance. It's all on Pacifists now if they want to trade some ordnance back and possibly take this alley. But I think beginners might have the right idea.
They don't know how many players around that corner. Meanwhile, you've got 4. Count it, 4 Pacifists with no one really guarding the 6 o'clock. I mean, if the flank was to happen, it would devastate the Pacifist lineup right now.
One going through the south right now, but the objective's wide open. Well, it's not really, but
wow, I love this right now.
Oh my God! Smoils just down.
Smoils downs himself. Jamie picks up killing it, and Smoils. That's 2 down for beginners. Only 3 left.
That is a disaster.
Neox having to run back to the objective. He's the only defender left on this objective now, and they could have picked him up then if he was any slower. They would have picked up Neox next now, having to take a really horrible position. Meanwhile, the rest of beginners players may find Strayjack. Strayjack may find him.
This is catastrophic for beginners to lose that positioning on North Stairway.
That could not have gone worse for beginners up top. Killing him will again be swearing a lot in the lobby. Meanwhile,
Neox is doing that prone machine move. Ooh. That's cool. But like so Neox is doing the prone coke machine. I think he's totally vulnerable to Jamie. If Jamie's any good with the pistol, he's gonna make Neox pay for that positioning.
Interesting now, Neox. What's interesting is beginners aren't rotating in to stop us.
Yep.
They've got a south approach kind of locked down. Strategic looking for anyone in the south, but not finding anyone. But it's not there that they're going to lose. They've got Neox needs backup. Beginners need to give him some support, but it's not coming.
Where is?
And honestly, if they try to support him now, Strategic will probably pick them up, but it doesn't change things.
Does Neox have C4 down there? Is that what's potentially going to hold off this push? I don't see any.
I don't see any C4
Can be missed.
anywhere.
Whoa.
Strategic finds Woods 43. Did Woods 43 rotate? No, he was just in a defensive position. So bad for beginners. It's 2 versus 5. Strategic Woods all on Neox now. Neox picks up 1, picks up 2, gets killed. Pacifists take map 1 in what looked like was going to be a massive stomp.
Yeah, they pulled it back from the brink, and kudos.
Congratulations, Pacifists taking map 1.
9 kills on Jamie, 6 kills on Strategic, 11 kills on Smalls, 12 if you down Constantino, and Neox finished with 8. Both sides showing respectable amount of kills, and 4
Absolutely.
and possible.
Now, I mean, Pacifist defense was okay, but their attacks were great. Like, their attacks were great. The defenses were okay, but their attacks were fantastic other than that initial attack.
Yeah, really solid.
I don't know, what do you think went wrong for
beginners? I think their aggressive north defense was very effective, but I think they didn't coordinate it effectively. And moreover, Pacifists seemed to be ready for that. Pacifists seemed to know exactly how to do it. All of the beginner grenades fell short. If they had have...
Well, that and Smoils' own C4 took him out.
Yeah.
Like, it took out... Like, it had the exact opposite effect you want. There's a shield player pushing you, and you kill yourself with your own C4. That's not great. Now, what's really interesting is, what did you think map 2 was going to be? Because Pacifists beat beginners on Downfall last time they played it.
Yeah. So for beginners to now take it back, that's interesting.
Yeah. So beginners have chosen Downfall.
We've seen them play Downfall like relatively recently, and they've performed pretty well on it. Like, what I mean to say is, the last time I watched them play on Downfall, I was impressed with the level of coordination. I think there was just what possibly cost them the last time against Pacifists was maybe they were just still a bit kind of raw.
But they've lost it twice this season. They've lost Downfall twice this season. They destroyed Boss Fight on it. But they lost against Pacifists. They lost against Vikings, I believe, on this map.
Yeah.
So, again, it's an interesting choice. They obviously feel confident with it. You know, I don't know what other map they would choose against a team like Pacifist. There's plenty of choices to go around, but anyway.
Yeah.
Map 2. Downfall. Beginner's choice. Pacifist on defense in the opening. And this is a map that really, still, in my opinion, still favors the defender.
Yeah. I'd agree. I think
Pacifists aren't a slouch on this map. I don't know how this is going to go. Subway looked like it was going to go to beginners, and then Pacifists...
Like, Jamie's a very good sniper because he's discovered what's called a bipod. So he one-hands it up. And he does it well. He's made some cracker shots.
Yeah, but again, beginners don't really give you many... Don't tend to give opportunities for people, you know, to get that kill. They don't... As we've observed, beginners on this map, they don't stick around. They're like, hey, I'm in this window, I see you, I shoot, I'm no longer ever there again.
But respectfully,
you keep looking at that
what
window.
I would say about beginners is that they alter their playstyle against the team they play against. So if you can apply pressure with that long range pick potential, they will play defensively. And then
I have to assume they've done a lot of research. I agree with you completely, and I think they must have done research against Pacifists now on this map. For them to choose it against Pacifists, they must feel like they know something that they didn't know first time they faced them on this map.
Very true. Very true indeed. And I would expect to see Pacifists execute some carefully thought out plays against beginners if they prepared this map. I don't know if they did. It may just be a total shootout, but if they have in any sense of what beginners kind of like to run on this map, they'll be ready for the defensive layout and we'll breach it.
I am super psyched to see how this is going to play out.
Yeah. Very psyched indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to map 2 of Onward Master League Week 5.
In front of Red Crate. No, I think that's easier to defend than Subway North.
Pick up the danger close spawn. This will be interesting. Do Pacifists know?
So, let's see. It's the danger close spawn, which I always find is horrible, but listen to the way beginners have just really played it so aggressively. I love the way they opened up. Meanwhile, look at my camera right now. Stragic and Possible... Oh no, don't look at my camera right now. It's turned off. Stragic and Possible on top of each other. Stragic able to fall down. No, Stragic is picked up as he tries to rotate back out. Jamie picks up Neox with a grenade, but Neox is going to be resable.
Yep. And also, interestingly, Pacifists did not deploy significant amount of resources to that central hotel. They only sent one guy. Neox is going to get res anyway.
So, if you look at where Stragic died, Stragic was on top of Possible, so they had two people stacked up on top of each other, and it feels like that must have been a mistake.
Yeah, I think Stragic was possibly going to go for the hotel.
Lionheart's position here is great, by the way. Look, check out Lionheart's
It's great until you get pushed from the south.
Yeah, it's great until it isn't great.
It's great until you get pushed from the south or the South Hills.
Meanwhile, beginners spreading out into
Woods
the
rushing
north.
that middle hotel. Stradic's got to get him. Stratic takes him down.
Jamie takes him down.
Jamie takes him down.
Jamie.
Stratic is dead.
Stragic is dead.
And Viper forgot Stratic is dead.
It's okay though. So and it's interesting. It's a danger close spawn. Yet beginners have been able to get 3 players into the north, almost without any contest. And the key thing about Pacifist defense right now is that the defensive lineup is in no way set up to stop this rotation that's coming out of beginners. You look at Lionheart, he can't do anything from there. Possible can't do anything from there. Whale can't do anything from his position. They are in I mean, once the enemy gets close, then maybe they can do something about it. But currently, Pacifists looking like their defensive lineup is in trouble.
This is what I'm saying though. Like, so I
take it back. Jamie, from Jamie's position, if you cut to my camera, which is now working, you can see Jamie can actually apply some pressure from mid hotel. But that is it.
Yeah, Jamie might even see Neox rotating. I mean, as it stands, they had a window to reposition. And they haven't, so it's going to be interesting to see how these positions lay out, because it looks like they positioned according to a danger close spawn. Not prepared for this wide rotation. That leaves beginners 3 minutes 50, plenty of time to do something and do it at work.
Yeah, and let's. I mean, this is beginners, right? They are going to be patient. They're going to look for the picks. They're going to look for those angles. And Pacifists, I think Pacifists have lost all intel on where beginners are. I think. If you look at their makeup right now, okay, so Possible has rotated around, Smoil picking up Lionheart and proving.
Our theory was correct.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it, and like I said, it was great till it ain't great anymore.
Yeah, it's a temporary position at best. Or alternatively, if you lose sight of them in that south, you've got to hug these rocks, or these rocks here at the red truck. You just can't stay there. So
look at this now. Beginners stacking up now in the south. Considering where they spawned, let's just reflect on where they spawned. And where they are.
All the way around.
Yeah. It's great, and it's how, you know, I got nothing against this. I think it's a fantastic play from beginners.
Yep. So it looks like we're probably going to see a strong valley push coming out for beginners. Notably, they haven't sent anyone up into the far south hills for, you know, any kind of marksman pressure. They're just literally probably going to just smoke hard and push it. I think right now they're holding off because they're trying to see if White House has any occupancy. And here comes that trademark smoke we've seen before. Ooh, it's a little on the high side.
What's really interesting is that Possible has got a great angle, but the problem with that is that he could easily get picked up through that said angle. Like if you were here right now, Viper, you would be able to snipe him so badly. Now, beginners don't have a sniper, but they're all dead-eye aims at long range. Not quite to your caliber with your sniper, but they're still super effective on these windows.
Yeah. So the next thing beginners are going to do, they're going to pop a smoke here at this door, and they're going to clear this White House. It's a very strategic way to do it.
Meanwhile, Pacifist defensive lineup here. Jamie can put some pressure on them, but the moment they take down Possible, they're on that objective. I know Whale is in there, and they'll have to get through Whale. And there is a C4 guarding that door. But they'll be ready for that. They'll have a grenade.
That's a trademark Pacifist move. That's the Beck Noise signature C4. Normally just in over the door here, like that. That's very effective. Be interesting to see if beginners are prepared for that. If they've done any homework.
So have you turned off the overlay?
Yes. Thanks for asking.
So great smokes, great push from beginners.
Pressure from
While
Icy
now,
Woods with the
obviously,
suppression. Killinger taking.
Pacifists fully aware of where this attack's coming from now.
Now watch Killinger's approach right now. This is a blind spot when you like approach to this particular objective. And Smiles in his very cheeky track. Note that he's able to apply a lot of pressure.
Suppressive fire, but they're giving away his position and making it very, very hard for him to do anything now that he's given his position away. The first time he fired, he needed to get a kill from that position, because now he's given his position away. People are going to be dead
now caught up with Killinger. They're right there. Here's Brett.
Jamie rotating onto the top of mid hotel, trying to change his angle, trying to get some pickups, trying to do something.
Jamie's in a tough position. Jamie does see Smiles and takes him out.
Miles runs out into the open, getting cut down.
Here
Great
comes the breach. Neox is going in first.
Neox. Possible runs out. This is Neox. Possible runs. What is Possible doing?
What is Possible?
Can they cap up there?
Yeah, they can.
Neox
And he's capping.
from upstairs.
And that's
Possible drops the ball.
Oh, Possible gets down by. Oh wow.
Wow. So Possible ran out with a knife, dropped his gun, I think by accident. Didn't see the guy run up the stairs as he ran out. I think due to the smoke that Neox didn't even see Possible run past him. Neither of them saw each other. The Neox runs upstairs and gets a cap. Pacifists looked like the defense might have been able to hold,
yeah,
but
it was a good defense right till they lost their cool. They lost their nerve. Oh, they lost their nerve, and that was that. But it was a good push.
I can't believe a cap just occurred just then in that manner, because literally Possible ran out and jumped over the beginner's player, who then run up the stairs into the room he was guarding.
It's just, what are the odds? What
are
I
the
like
odds?
as well is
Pacifists
beginners knowing that the downstairs is C4'd. They went upstairs for the cap instead.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. Sorry, did that C4 kill Possible?
Downed him, I believe.
Okay. Same difference, really, at the end of the round.
Let's look at the kill scores. We got Jamie on 2, exercising a lot of control from that central hotel building, and then the rest of the kills are kind of spread out across the team, with Neox carrying the count.
Yeah. Bear in mind that realistically, if you don't count that C4 kill, actually there were 3 pacifists still alive at the end of that. When that cap actually happened, there were still 3 pacifists left alive. Having 3 players left alive and a cap occurring against the people who have 3 players left alive, I wouldn't say it's a cardinal sin, but it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt the morale. There's going to be a lot of, how did that happen from that team? And when they watch the replay, I think they're going to assume that it came from Jamie's side, right? Like, how do you explain that cap? Unless they know.
I don't know if you can. Like, I mean, to be honest, I think Paulsville's rotation that way was a bit premature.
Yes, no, obviously, dude, it was obviously premature. The guy who just walked into where he was and got a cap. But I mean, from Pacifist perspective, unless they caught sight of him after the round ended, I would be on their team. I would be assuming that somebody snuck in from the north side of the objective and did it from that side. That's the only way my brain would be able to cope with what just happened. I'd be like, oh, okay, so Jamie dropped the ball then. So I wonder if that's actually how it's gone down. I'm wondering if they're thinking that Jamie let someone sneak in and get a cap.
Yeah, possibly. What do you think the defense beginners will look like?
Possibly.
Possibly?
See what I'm... I think beginners' defense will look... well, I don't know. They're going to adapt to where they spawn. So if they get a danger close, then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what beginners are going to do. I'm more interested to see what pacifists are going to do. They're going to... I'm wondering... See, I don't know enough about pacifists to know whether they... morale will hold up under what just happened. They took map 1, which is obviously great, but for round 1 on map 2, on a map you beat beginners, they just capped you, and that was round 1, and now it's 2-0 down and you're attacking. In
my experience, like, a cap is demoralizing, but like, you don't expect to dominate the map chosen by the opposing side. So, I think they could probably take this in their stride, having a map under their belt.
You think the morale? You think they're still going to be concrete?
I think they'll be concrete. I think they'll hold it.
Okay, we go into round 2, map 2. Pacifists haven't taken map 1. Beginners 2-0 up on map 2, however. Alright, so pacifists have a very different spawn to beginners.
Yeah, they got that north spawn. So it'll be interesting to see what way beginners lay themselves out in this. I think they'll put one in South Guard, maybe 2 in Mid Hotel.
I mean, I'm very interested to see how pacifists approach this objective.
Oh wow, okay. So
So they're
one
looking-
in South Guard, 2 going into the valley.
Meanwhile, Jamie's laying up, trying to watch for any advanced push by beginners. They're not doing any advanced push, however. We have a 4-1 split at the moment, or 2-2-1 split, I suppose, but I think it's going to end up being a 4-1 split with only Strayjack going west and the rest of the team keeping to the east,
Yep.
but loosely to the east.
Like beginners, I've seen them do this before with the 2 guys in that White House, and it'll be interesting to see with that heavily south-weighted defense how they'll stack up to a push coming from that southeast or that east side. I think maybe it's going to work out against Pacifists on this one. This defensive layout looks like it's going to be pretty sturdy. And the Wood's peeking through the crack in the doors.
I think it's the right setup for the approach they don't know is coming. Like, I think it suits all capability. If you look at the lineup, it's got a good north protection, and they've given themselves.
Oh, we have a drone out.
Good.
Drone rocking through that. The drone is going around the White House building. Shots fired.
Smile's not happy to be like, no cameras, no cameras.
And the drone is down.
Goodbye,
I
my
wonder.
friend.
I'm gonna speculate here. 2 different people from White House with 2 different guns shot at that drone. If pacifists were paying attention, they now know there's 2 in White House. How will they handle this?
Yeah, I mean, it's not an original play from beginners. I mean, it's a beginner's play, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's a play we've seen them do before. So if I was in Pacifist position, I would be assuming that name was Streetjack. Picking up Neox, killing him outright.
Where did he? Oh, Neox found him inside the church.
Great. Wow, that was. Where was?
It was
where was
inside
Neox?
the church. Inside the church. On camera 1. You're curious. That was a wow. Like, so to be honest, I've seen Jamie in that position, so I kind of. It is a pacifist spot in my experience.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, so
beginners
you
came
check
up
spots
first,
you go to,
yeah.
and that's backfired on Neox. So 1 defender down for beginners right now. 3 minutes 40 left on the clock, with Pacifists still moving slowly into key positions. Looking now at Lionheart VR. Cut to camera 0, you'll see that he is doing the wide south push up on the hills.
You would be surprised how often you talk about something and I'm already kind of going to where you're thinking. We're in sync, Radar.
That's because, much like my wife and your wife, we're in sync.
So, biggest threat to
In more ways than one.
one. Pacifist biggest threat right now is gonna be that White House. If they can clear that, they're in a good spot. But I still think Killinger can put in some serious work from that dark room in South Guard.
But who stops Lionheart in his position right now? Who stops that? Who's in a position from beginners to stop Lionheart's rotation? Can White House stop that? I don't know that they can.
I don't know. Strateg's also got some good positioning pressure that you could possibly take out.
Woods and Killinger looking. So this is what's great about Pacifist attack right now. Pacifists have only sent 1 through the west, but that's forced all of. That's the only noise that's been made by Pacifists. So we've got Woods 43 and Killinger both looking for this push that's coming from the center, but it's only one person. The rest of the team has snuck into the south. You've got 3 players in the south now, and beginners have no idea. I mean, look at Smoils and Woods. They have no idea. I see Woods, Smoils. All right, Killinger, but they don't know that's the only guy pushing from that direction.
Yeah.
Everyone is still looking north, not realizing that they're in trouble from the south. 2 minutes left on the clock.
Pulse was already putting himself in position. So what I would expect now, if pacifists are any good, we're going to see Whale spray the absolute ever-living shit out of that White House, and Pulse was going to push in.
There's no question that pacifists are good. Question is,
if they do that, that means they've prepared for beginners.
I see Woods now making Whale, throws out a grenade, doesn't find Whale.
C4.
Smoils! C4 takes down Possible. Whale takes down Icy Woods through the window, grenade follows up on Possible. Will it find him? Does not find. But he's going to come out on the frag. Whale isn't ready.
Whale's not ready.
He has no idea.
Trade.
It's a trade though.
2-2
now.
Respectable result. I mean, defenders entrenched like that could have taken out way more people. That small C4 was very effective too.
All right, so Lionheart now pushing in with 1 minute 10 left on the clock, killing out. Having again that smoke going out is forcing Woods 43 and Killinger to look north. Meanwhile, Lionheart in a really good position with 1 minute 5 left on the clock in the south. He's taking too long though here. He needs to push up on the objective.
He might get a shot on Woods as he...
5.
Oh,
Woods
gets
finds Jamie.
This is going to put a
Lionheart
dent
now
in
the
the
sole
move.
survivor on Pacifist, but he's still in a great position. Killing her is very killable. Woods, they don't know.
Oh,
Woods
he
now in
missed
the
Woods
open.
rotating out?
Oh,
no,
and then
he
he
gave away his
did,
position.
and then that is a cardinal sin. He couldn't have made that shot, but he fired it. Killing it now, it's going to rotate and pick him up. Lionheart falling back with 30 seconds left on the clock. The bleep goes out, the pressure builds.
Shots coming out from Woods does wound Lionheart.
The thing is, with 22 seconds left on the clock, his tactical options are nil. Woods find him, takes it down, it's 3-0 to beginners. Pacifists had an opportunity there, but weren't able to capitalize.
Good effort though. 10 out of 10 effort. Beginners, it's like beginners are almost ready for what they were planning to do. It was quite cool.
Cool.
Cool. Like a cucumber.
Alright, beginners, map 2, 3-0 up on Pacifists.
Looking
They
at
won the first two rounds. No, when you break this down, it's actually the beginners have won the first 2 rounds. We saw them do this on Subway against Pacifists last time. I don't believe Pacifists are out yet. They are a strong team. They're a strong team on Downfall. They beat beginners last time on Downfall.
Yeah, and remember, Pacifists have the last map choice. That could be anything they could have, like if they really wanted to put the work in, it could be anything. They could pull something out really interesting. Not Snow Peak anyway. So, Quarantine would have been a definite win for beginners. What other maps could show up in the last round of this particular matchup that would favor beginners?
Favor Pacifists, you mean?
Well, let's start with beginners. What would favor beginners?
Well, I mean, they don't have the choice, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, fine. What would favor beginners? Anything. They're a really, really, really good team. So,
what do you think is going to favor pacifists, and what do you think they'll pick?
Against beginners? I don't think they'll pick cargo against beginners. Maybe Sububaru? Sububarus.
Alright. Suburbia. Yeah, interesting. I'm not sure what the numbers are in terms of wins and losses in Suburbia, but that would be definitely an interesting pick. Alright. Let's move into our next round. The objective now is
sorry, what would you pick? What would you pick against beginners? What would you pick against beginners right now? What would you pick against?
It would be cargo.
Pacifists win. Beginners lose.
Round reset triggered. MLG round reset.
So you've got time then to answer my question. What would you pick?
Well, first of all, just a bit of context for those just tuning in. Okay, when a team is doing exceptionally well and they've won the first map, they can trigger a nuke that will wipe out and give them an automatic round win. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I made that up. That's cargo. I think pacifists could pick cargo, and that would.
You would pick cargo against beginners?
I think pacifists would, because pacifists are good on it.
I don't think they would pick cargo against beginners. I don't think that's a thing they're going to do. I want to be wrong, but I didn't ask what you thought pacifists. I said, what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd swap out for high fish and take the rest of the night off. I'd be happy with my map win. That'd be it.
I'm out. Screw you guys. Good luck.
Yep, be a man of something. Now wait, this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna see an interesting spawn. Killinger going over the wall. He's gonna get his early picks. He loves his early picks.
Low smoke's coming out of everywhere. Pacifists to get them into the whole building.
Great angle. He's looking for shots.
Pacifists not giving the opportunity for any early picks though. Pacifists not giving up any opportunities. What's interesting is Jamie's been made though. Jamie fires into the floor with frustration.
He's angry at that floor, getting in his way.
So interesting now. They've not managed to get anyone into North Guard.
Yep. This is definitely
meanwhile, look at Woods 43's position. He might pick up Jamie if Jamie is not careful.
Ooh, Woods versus Jamie. Has Jamie
Who
got
will
Woods
win?
or vice versa?
So the beginners now spreading out, looking to get multiple approaches. Meanwhile, when you look at pacifists, you've got Possible in the
long side of the radar shack, I think that, or
so Strategic and Possible able to give each other some comfort and love. Whale and Lionheart.
Oh my God, Woods! Jamie!
Wow, what a shot!
What was Jamie doing?
That was a single shot, right? That was like a little. I heard a single pap.
Yep, that was one pap. And to be fair, what was Jamie doing in that spot? Like, I mean, he knew they spawned north. They had that.
Right. So he initially fell back. I think he was still hoping to get into Northgard and didn't expect a beginner play to be there.
Yeah.
He still wanted to get into that.
Wide rotation from the beginners. Do that. southeast. 4 minutes left. On the,
Beginners.
4 minutes 30 left on the clock. Eox taking a very interesting cross here. Obviously, conscious not wanting to get picked from anybody in the what do they call that building now? Market. I call it market. But is there a more colloquial name for it?
There is always a I mean, Boss Fight is such an old team. Me and you have been playing this since day 0 that we came up with our own calls and have staunchly refused to change our calls. But anyway, looking at the if you place yourself in the south now, where most of the beginners players are, you've got no one trying to stop you. You've got a guy in the middle of the map trying to pick up Strajac. Strajac's feeling that pressure and looking out to the east. But no one is guarding the south. Look at Whale, look at Lionheart, neither of them looking south. Polishable again, looking up towards Woods was. There's nobody looking south.
And yeah.
Beginners, Smoils, Killing It, and Neox are going to have an easy time making some good ground in the south without feeling any pressure. Strajac looking to the east. Who's that guy shooting at me? Who is that? Who is that? Meanwhile, Whale, Lionheart looking for Woods 43. Is someone pushing up on us? Because we have no one. Again, remember what objective this is, Viper. If you cut to my camera, this is wide open. They have to. The reason why they're not looking south is because they've got no one on the north side of the objective. They've got no one north side of the objective, so they've got really it's all on Lionheart to stop a north push, which isn't going to come. But
I presume that was the purpose of
they don't know
he
that.
was meant to go to that north guard building, and he
yeah, exactly. That was his job, but he's dead. Right.
Is Strajac gonna take any kills from this? They know he's in there now, and they're gonna breach in and try and clear him out of that building.
They already knew. They already tried to kill him. Right, Killing It going in for the breach. Strajac on the top floor.
Grenade is cooked.
The thing is, but this is the problem. The rest of the team is not guarding the south. No one is giving Strajac any support here. Everyone else is still locked into their directions, assuming an attack is going to come from the north. But really, the attack's coming from the south, and it's coming full power pretty much from the south. Strajac is alone. Strajac is an island, and it all rides on him right now. Otherwise, I can't see how Pacifists will stop this push.
Got mad respect for Strajac right now. If he can hold this, I'll be dead impressed. Ooh, all the pre-fire shots coming
tucked in so tight right now. Killing it. It's a trade.
And
Polishable now changing his angle of defense. Lionheart just can't. He can't afford to. He has to. Lionheart literally has no choice but to cover that objective from the north.
Polishable exchange shots at Icy Woods in the middle there.
They don't realize that they've lost mid-hotel, or maybe they do. And meanwhile, Smoils is really far back. Again, they don't know what we know, and they don't have the God's Eye view, so they can't know how open the map was for them to push.
Now they have that middle hotel, though, gives them a lot more pressure. And oh, check this out. We have Woods moving in. Pulsable takes that Icy Woods up, but Woods moving in now from the north. He's got the run for it. He's got to get the cap. This is going to be a potential cap for beginners to get a 5-4.
Lionheart not able to see it coming. Oh, this is such. Lionheart might hear him though. It won't make any difference.
Can't do anything about
unless the grenade goes out that window. It's going to be too late.
Oh.
It's flash, but it's not soon enough, and it's a 5-0.
5-0.
Pacifist is getting utterly destroyed, and that is why Lionheart had no choice but to cover that angle.
Apologies about the overlay. I was sure I took it down.
I keep reminding you, and then that one time I didn't.
At one time.
I'm so sorry.
It's always, you see, it's
I'm so
something
sorry.
subconscious going on there. Oops. So, anyway, talking about scores, we gotta move on. We can't dwell on these things. That was a 5-0 from beginners. They just rinsed
so,
Pacifists.
I mean, the problem is with that north area, the moment that they killed Jamie, and we didn't see any real rotation to guard the north, they were always going to be on the back foot trying to guard this approach, which they have zero oversight on. So they were guarding that, leaving the south wide open. Strajac goes down, leaving the south wide open, so I really thought that's where the attack was going to come from. Meanwhile, it actually came from the north, where they were struggling, and I called it.
You did call it.
Suburbia Day.
I'll be honest, though, as you did call Suburbia, I'll be honest, I think that north spawn should be adjusted. I think it's imbalanced that it's able to immediately give you a line of sight and fire on the defenders. For such a big map, it just doesn't seem appropriate.
I don't disagree, but Pacifists, I mean, you gotta remember, like, a giant push didn't come from there. It was one man, and that one man should have been stoppable, I'd say.
Agreed. However, that Jamie was not allowed to position into the only defensive spot that was reasonable for preventing that cap because of that spawn.
You should probably apologize on the stream so they know that they're gonna have to deal with. Okay.
Stop rubbing it on. Let's move on. We gotta move on now.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I apologize. Why am I apologizing to you?
I don't know. You need to apologize to
anyway,
them. You're the
map
worst.
3. It's one map apiece between pacifists and beginners. Beginners having the initial lead on map 1 on Subway, and then torn apart by pacifists. But then beginners answering in kind, defeating pacifists 5-0 on map 2 on Downfall.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see how they take this. So, yeah.
So Suburbia, it's a strong team for beginners. They've played it at live venues. It's a team. It's not a map I would pick against beginners, assuming I would have any strength on that. However, I just don't know how good pacifists are on this map. They must have chosen it because they feel comfortable on it, but against a team like beginners, I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again, there is no weakness in their lineup apart from maybe Snowpeak at the moment, which they cleverly banned. What do you think? Do you think there's any opportunity here for pacifists to do a massive upset? Do you think it's going to be a close map? What is your score? In my brain right now, the score is going to be 4-2 beginners.
I'm thinking... I think it's pretty close to call. I think Pacifist chose this for a reason.
Yeah, fair enough. Beginners. The only reason I'm not holding this against pacifists, I'm just saying the beginners have the defensive advantage, which I have seen go all the way on a map like Suburbia. Sometimes it doesn't mean anything, but sometimes it goes defender, 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 defender on this map. More so than people may realize.
Oh, a frag coming out. Looks like it's... It does take down polar split.
That's an excellent early frag, but well able to
than he
get
intended it to be.
Quick pickup.
Pretty good.
No, I never really understand early grenades like that, because I mean, the most you're gonna do is waste a res, I guess.
I mean, if you were good, but if you had really drilled it,
he's calling one of the best teams in the world, questioning the goodness.
If you
but you would double frag, I
appreciate it. That low.
Yeah, you would wait 3 seconds, throw another frag, so you try and pick up like 2 people with it. The guy can mean
defensive spread.
So it's really defensive. It's very, very coy defense from beginners, and a good stretch out on offense by pacifists.
Pre-fire everywhere. Oh god.
Now they've collapsed in on. Oh, we're gonna see Killinger going up against Policibles soonish. Or Whale.
Strategic gets a nice pick on Neox.
Yeah, unexpected.
I like how if you look at the spread of the team spread on the map.
Wow. Sorry to interrupt, but look at this build up on now on Middle Mansion. Leon Lionheart runs past Killinger. Killinger picks him up. Policiple comes around firing Killinger. The third reaches around, gets the top, and now it's Whale. Whale picks up Killinger. Beginners now down to 2 defenders.
Wow, good push from Pacifists.
Strajak picking up Woods 43. So that was a very intense defense, and I didn't realize Strajak picking up Woods 43 in a great angle as the noise was being made. Smoils makes Strajak though. Strajak takes a hit. C4 in a tree. Yeah, it was in a tree in the middle of nowhere. Smoils now.
I see Woods. Frag ready, going for the Strajak. Is he going to get picked in the doorways? He tries for it. He's not. Won't Strajak
still able to give out intel though. 2-on-2.
Yeah, there's 2 dens under the house.
Oh, I see Woods takes down Whale.
Well, yeah, now it's all on Jamie. Smokes around, he's got good cover and no lines of sight now on him. He's able to make a good push up here unless Smoils can get a rotation through that window. Smoils in the perfect place to stop him. Woods now in a great place to stop him as well.
Strajak resable though. Oh, Strajak could be calling out intel, possibly. I think he would have a whole
Woods
lot.
could snap him though if Smoils peeks the window at the right time, which is the kind of time I would get peeked on as I make that cross, because I like that 10-to-1 chance that someone's gonna look.
Yeah,
always happens against me. But Jamie isn't Radarhead, so
he's
it's able to make the rotation.
Approach. Oh, his leg just popped through the wall, but Jamie did not see it.
Now, what do you do? Do you go for the res or do you go for the attack? What do you do?
Go for the attack.
Radarhead
the res is too. You don't know how many you killed. You just definitely go for the attack.
Oh, I see Woods is gonna pick up Jamie. He didn't hear.
Oh my god!
This is intense now.
Slow down.
I see Woods check the
You're
angle.
being too noisy. He's going for the cap Jamie's gonna do it!
The cap is happening.
Boys! I don't believe
Woods
this!
has no idea.
Oh my god. They did
Oh
it!
my
Unbelievable. And
Wow,
trade for good
Woods,
measure.
one of the oldest veterans in the game, has been on, like, in America playing, he's been in UK, Portugal playing this live on stage, makes a snafu of giant proportions. Jamie picking up the cap, it's 2-0, we're almost seeing a reverse of what we saw in the last map, which is the first round, going 2-0 to the attacker.
Do you think beginners will pull out some kind of something crazy here to really bring it back?
No, I think beginners are going to play methodically, and I think they're going to try and pick apart this defense. I don't think they're going to implode. I think they're just going to do what beginners do, which is that ice cold plays. They're going to brush themselves off that failure just there, and they're going to do what beginners always do, which is play smart. I don't know if they're going to take the round, but I do know that they're not going to. I don't feel like they're going to implode. I think they're just going to play this how they play this.
Kudos to Jamie though, being the MVP. Like he just brought it home for his team there.
See, I don't have the courage. I don't have the courage to do something like Jamie just did. I just don't have the courage for something like that.
You know, I find an experience that the courage of what Jamie just did is kind of like sort of, you gotta go, screw it, I'm throwing caution to the wind. You've played enough pubs to know the blind spot approach on this objective. And you know your distance, and you've got nothing else to lose. And your strategic is able to call it that you're relatively clear from guarded approach, so you can use the blind spot to go straight in there.
Yeah, I guess from Wood's perspective, he came out and checked that angle, and he must have just been like a millimeter off seeing him. He must have, you know, his field of view must have just brushed Jamie's arm, but it wasn't enough.
And also, something people forget is if your gun is up or your gun is even pointed down, it can also create a blind spot in front of you.
Yeah, yes, that's right. You're absolutely right. Overlay check.
Overlay check complete.
Roger, Danger Dodger. We're going into round 2, map 3, one map apiece. Beginners having taken Downfall 5-0 against Pacifists. Pacifists now 2-0 up on map 3 with it all to play for.
I think we can expect
the
some pre-fire.
unexpected.
Oh no, there's no pre-fire. Beginners do not want Pacifists to know where they spawn. Pacifists are already taking up that middle mansion position. Just my mic a little closer to my mouth so I can be a bit more audible to my people. Looks like Dr. Killinger just spotted a C4. Well, if we take a look at the defenders, Whale taking a very, very standard defensive spot on the right side of that garden. Strategic hanging around the far back of the upstairs, and Pulsable hanging around the back. Not unusual. It's a pretty good defensive layout. Jamie Lionheart backing each other up, taking a floor each on that middle mansion.
Yeah. Wales' position here, very, very attackable, very grenadable. A lot of teams, both new and old, take this position. You kind of have to. It's unfortunate, but it's very necessary a position. But it's very grenadable. That's the only.
I always love to see a Molotov.
I do like Pacifist defense, but the thing I don't like about Pacifist defense is that it gives up a lot of the ground. And that's kind of what you don't want to do against beginners, in my opinion.
You know what I like about beginners as well? The way they do all this pre-firing, using noise to kind of necessarily. Oh, kill!
Wow. Killing a pick him if possible, but does he know he picked him? That's the question.
No, I think he just pre-fired.
I think it was just blind. Yeah, blind pre-fire. More pre-fire coming through. Possible still resable. Will we see a Pacifist rotate to get him up? You see Smoils creeping up to that concrete barricade. Not too far away from Lionheart. Every time you say Lionheart, I keep thinking you're saying my heart. Not too far away from my heart. I believe your overlay somewhere may be wrong.
I've already detected that correctly.
I checked the APC.
So beginners do what beginners do, pre-firing in all the lanes, trying to get some pickups, looking for intel. What I find interesting is that nobody from Pacifist is coming to pick up Possible, and soon he's going to bleed out.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's risky. Oh, C4 goes off.
Actually, I take it back. I mean, look at the two places you have to go to get out the back to get Polysville up, both of them leave you in the open and get you killed.
Woods now coming around. Potentially are they going to get picked or pick up Lionheart?
Woods 43 and Lionheart, they are a meter
Toe-to-toe.
away from each other. Or 2 meters maybe.
Woods
Now a meter away from each other.
scoping out, looking to see if he can pick up Lionheart. Lionheart could be visible. The curtain doesn't go all the way down. He could be seen.
Yeah, oh, I don't think Woods sees him though.
Oh, there's a pin
His
pulled.
gun's poked through the window though. If Lionheart...
Uh-oh.
Oh wow, Jamie
Oh,
upstairs now. Looking. Woods 43 on the other side of the window, putting down a smoke directly on top of Lionheart while Woods 43 is going to penetrate through the
Look at those coordinated
smoke's going
smokes out
out
there.
everywhere.
Really cool. I'm really excited to see Woods breaching in here.
Lots of pacifists now.
Lionheart
Lionheart picks up the trade. Woods picks up Jamie. Jamie picks up another trade. It's now 2-on-2. Beginners versus pacifists. Trades coming out everywhere. The center.
Paul's
just
still red.
covered in dead
Oh well, but as
Woods.
quick as he came up, he
Oh
goes back
wow!
down
After
again.
all that, Polisville taken straight back down.
A smoke might have been the right thing to put down there if they could.
Stradjack and Whale now on top of each other. Stradjack, able to make that transition very, very risky.
Yep. Stradjack straight upstairs as well. Interesting move. He could have been spotted, but I guess you know what? He's probably looting. Yes, I believe he is. No, he's not. He's just chilling.
Chilling like McGillen. Alright, it's 2-on-2 now with 1 minute 30 left on the clock. It's still not beginner's o'clock yet.
Note how Whale's position removes that blind spot that we saw Jamie cap through.
Stradjack can I see Woods now. Stradjack picks up Woods. Woods isn't dead. Woods is resable, and if I was in Small's position, given how potentially resable Woods is, I would fall back, rotate round, and pick him up.
Yep.
Will he do it?
He's got 1 minute 50 on the clock. The pressure is kind of on.
Yeah, he's hightailing it around to get the pickup.
He needs that
It's
res.
the right move.
But he could get picked on the way.
It's worth it. In my opinion, it's worth it. Whale's on the cross here. It's going to leave very little time to make the push. Will they pre-fire Whale's position? Will Strayjack be able to pick them up as they make the transition? Is Strayjack looking for the res?
No, I don't think Strayjack. I mean, to be
Very
fair,
hard.
Strayjack, it probably looked like a headshot. Although he's got an angle for it, but
No, not from there. I don't think so.
the
no.
res
He's
comes out.
looking
45
for-
seconds left.
They're
Calling
gonna have
out
that
Woods
30 second.
pre-fires, maybe gets Strayjack. Whale might get them both.
Depends if they have a utility grenade left or not. Smoke comes out, giving away
Oh.
the initial push. Strayjack repositioning now. He's potentially going to pick up Smalls. 30 seconds left on the clock.
Here comes Smoils.
Smoils has the tablet out. He's going to get cut down as he runs across Whale. Oh, no challenge. Woods picks up Whale. It's
Sounds
now on
tragic.
Strayjack and 18 seconds left on the clock. Woods makes the transition.
He gets him.
He picks up Woods as he runs past the window. It's 3-0 to Pacifists, immediately blowing up any chance of it being a 4-2 to beginners.
Ooh, close
Wow, that was intense.
game. Wow.
That was... I don't know what to say. I'm surprised Woods didn't turn and fire.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of pressure there, but...
Woods, I think, you know, to be honest, there's probably the pressure of thinking we need to get a cap back, and Woods was looking for that.
Maybe, but I mean, you're under fire. He's next to a window. He could have just ducked down behind the window, and I mean, who's to say what not to say?
Woods
not
also
stuff
may
to
not
drain.
have an accurate kill count as well, so he doesn't know if the right move is to go for cap or kill. Let's look at the kills really quick.
Of course, he doesn't know the kills at that point. He doesn't know how many people are left. Lots of trades happened in Middle Mansion, and I don't know whether Smoils communicated how many dead bodies were there. So maybe he didn't know the kill count at that point.
Yeah.
Super intense now. 3-0. Beginners backs to the wall. They're on defense. It's their opportunity to bring one back, but it's a horrible objective to defend. It's burning building. Burning building objective. It's a again, it's a hard objective to guard. Is it as hard as North Subway? I don't think so, but it's still a hard one to guard in my opinion. Do you think
Yeah.
beginners have what it takes to hold it?
I think you're going to see them pull out some weird stuff that's going to catch Pacifists off guard, potentially. I don't think they're going to take it easy. I think they might just about take it, but I think
Dude,
the
it's
odds are
3-0 on Suburbia to Pacifists. Did you see this coming? Because I can hand down heart say that I did not remotely see this occurrence happening.
not even a little bit. What could really work for beginners is doing a hard left push and maybe catching pacifists off guard that way, because pacifists might expect a hard on push. But then now beginners are gonna just I call it now, right? Beginners are they're gonna form a line through the middle of the map. They're gonna pre-fire all the spots, look for picks, and then they'll do a coordinated push from, simultaneously from their pre-planned directions. as you said, it is really anyone's game. Well, sorry, anyone's guess as to how this one could go down, but I think the odds
it's
are
very much Pacifist game
very
right
much
now.
Pacifist game, but I think the odds are very much in the favor of Pacifists taking it home. Very much so. Now we wait, gentlemen. We wait. It's been a good game so far. I mean, Pacifists really. I mean, okay. Like Jamie had a very high degree of luck in his cap on this map, but equally he exploited an excellent blind spot and it paid off. And he did clear,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He cleared Wales.
And let's remember, Pacifists just came from a 5-0 defeat on map 2. And they've come in here and now they're 3-0 up. So I guess, you know, they've got some solidarity and they've got some ice in their veins as well. Beginners aren't the only cold-hearted players. Sorry, that comes out wrong. Cool, sharp killers on this map.
Cool killers. Interestingly enough, if Pacifists win the next one, they come out with the score will be 8-8. Like at the end, 8-8.
Wow.
On the money.
So they have to win 4-0 for it to be 8-8?
Yep.
Of course, yeah, no, it's 5 and a 3. Oh, wow.
If they win 4-1 or 4-2, beginners will have more points technically on the scoreboard.
Wow. I love the craziness. I love the craziness. See, maybe some technical difficulties or something. I don't know what's going on with the lateness going into the final round. Maybe beginners just taking a quick pee break, get themselves in order. I still think beginners can bring this back. Obviously, they've got the backs against the wall right now, but on this objective, though, again, it's just like North objective on Subway. I don't know a decent defensive lineup on this objective. I've seen teams defend it effectively, but not time in, time out. And there's no key positions. You know, there are key positions to this, but there's no 5 defensive positions on this objective that give you the right amount of coverage without leaving you wide open to being killed.
Yeah.
Just too many angles to cover, and on Suburbia, you know, you just, I don't know. Dynamic play. I think dynamic play on this objective is what wins it. I think dynamic defense. Static defense, I don't think works so well on this objective.
But like,
you gotta have 1 or 2 of them static to cover certain lanes, but I think everyone else has to be ready to shift depending on where the attacks are.
Though, surely they're gonna freeze. Like, you know, they're gonna panic a bit. Like being 3-0 down on the last map that decides the match.
I don't know. They've got like other than Neox, these guys have got real pedigree. You know, they've got real experience under the belt. Yeah. They've played at every major tournament that's happened apart from the Leicester qualifiers, which they'd already qualified for, you know, so they've been on every live stage event. They've been in most of the finals for VRML. You know, they've been in almost every single one of the finals for VRML since, I guess, season 3.
They're a staple, a household name of Onward.
A household name, yes.
Yeah, a brand.
Maybe a bit of an exaggeration.
They're like, oh, pass the table salt. Oh yeah. Oh, can I have some beginners with that? It's great to see a lot of new teams popping up as well. Like some teams are coming from, you know, kind of, you see fresh blood going into old teams, whereas some people moving on from the more long-standing teams, creating new teams. Like I was talking to a player from, I think it was High Voltage from Fire Team Alpha, you know, today, and it was really interesting to hear their story about how they went from kind of different disparate teams into one cohesive team, and new players joining the community then kind of filled their spaces. It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look at Boss Fight. They've got, again, I'm sorry to cut the Boss Fight, but it's the team I play for, so I know a bit about them. They've got like 2 relatively new players on the team. Highfish. Oh, okay. So 35 isn't a new player. He's been playing for the last 2 seasons, but you know, a relatively new player in this scene. And Highfish, you know, a fresh pickup pretty much from Boss Fight. He's not played for a full season yet.
Yeah.
We're even seeing like, you know, teams that are you know, pretty experienced picking up newer pickups, just trying to get that fresh blood into the league and try something different.
Yeah.
Neox obviously on beginners, you know, there's relatively newer players on teams like Globochem, you know, the top 2 teams in the world, both fielding new lineups nowadays.
Yeah, and I think it's really good to see. Plus, you know what I've really enjoyed over the last 2 seasons is the new kit that's been added to the game has really shaken things up. And I feel like the way Smokes worked is also shaking things up, and in general you just see teams doing things differently.
And I like that.
Yeah, and you know what? The smokes don't work realistically, but I like that. Like, I know this is a milsim, so maybe I'm going against what I should be saying, but I like the way the smokes work. It gives them such a diverse tactical use, and people come up with great ways of using them. The way they roll, the way they penetrate through walls. I know, again, it's not even remotely realistic, but it's great, and I kind of don't want them to fix it.
Yeah, same here. I really like it. I think again, it adds a layer of tactical play to the game that, you know, otherwise might not be there. And, you know, it's not as it's still in early access. I believe it's not a complete game yet, so who knows what might be added down the road. But there's a lot of things in this game that, you know, feature-wise, do more than meets the eye.
Yeah. What do you think, Discord? Twitch, even? What do you think, Twitch? What do you think,
people?
What do you think, you twitchy Discord monkeys? Do you think that they should correct the smoke, or do you think they should leave the smoke the way it is? Have your say on Twitch.
Have your say now on Twitch.
Twitch.
Master League. Lonely Viper and Radarhead presenting to you live.
So again, I'm really finding it. You know, I love that it's. Even if Pacifists win this, they draw score. I know they win outright, but they draw score. They have 5-0 defeat on Downfall. I don't think anyone would have guessed that, just like they wouldn't guess 3-0 to Pacifists on the next map. It's just fishtailing from side to side. Usually when you see teams go to the third map, by the end of it, there's like 1 round in it, or 2 rounds in it. Not this kind of disparity where it's gone like 4-3, and then 5-0, and then 3-0, like a backswing on the other way. It's, you know, that's the kind of thing you expect to see in newer teams where they're not so experienced on certain maps, right? That's what you expect to see newer teams do, because like, oh, they're really strong on map A, but they don't know map B yet, and vice versa.
I get
so seeing teams of this caliber doing that.
Well, I get the feeling like, you know, there's such a wider variance of playstyles now across the league, and all these new tactics and metas that have come out, that teams are constantly, you know, peaking and troughing on different maps. And I think the Beginners, they got beaten early in the season. They put a lot of work into Downfall, and it shows. You know, double capping on it.
But they've always been strong on that map. It was odd to see them lose it twice. Now I agree the meta might have changed slightly and they weren't prepared for it, but I don't think that's the case. I just think that you know, we all have off days, maybe 2 in a row, I guess. But I'm still shocked to see them down. I've not seen any new meta used right now. Do you know what I mean? Like you know, there's nothing shocking that I've not seen done before. That cap from Jamie was fantastic, but you know, I'm shocked to see Beginners 3-0 right now, and just like I was shocked to see Pacifists who beat Beginners on that map on Downfall go down 5-0.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Pacifists have shown pretty good standing on that Downfall map. Although maybe they had a different lineup to when they first played Beginners. I believe Bike Noise was on the team when they played against Beginners, so that could have shaken things a little bit. Like that rotation from Paul split the last second. Maybe that was because of that uncertainty having a slightly different lineup caused.
Yeah, maybe not. I think it was just bad timing. I think it was.
And there's a certain degree of luck as well. That particular north spawn they got on that market or whatever objective you would want to call it, that has a huge impact because you can get pre-fired 2 bits, and I commend Pacifists for not getting pre-fired.
Well, they might not have got pre-fired, but they still lost the north.
And
we're going into what might be the final round of the night. Beginners versus Pacifists. Beginners on defense now, on a very hard objective to defend against Pacifists, who are winning currently 3-0 on this map, and it all comes down to this map.
It all comes down to this moment. Are they ready? Have they got what it takes? Beginners stacking up on the left side.
Okay, so I'm guessing there might have been some lag issues because I'm getting massive lag from my perspective. So I'm not going to be as effective as I previously was on calling stuff out.
We're getting lag live on cast also, so I presume that's I'm pretty sure full auto is not even working.
Yep.
So look, it's probably going to be the last round, so we'll see what happens.
No, it probably won't be. Come on, this is Beginners.
There have been some lag issues recently. I do hope the developers are able to fix this.
Yep. So I'm guessing this is what led to that such a long time in interference. I'm guessing neither team are experiencing the lags that we're talking about.
Looks 43 gets a very tight angle. Take note for a second how the layout of Beginners is Just smiles.
Yeah, it's insane. I love it. Okay. Oh, but Icy Woods picking up. Icy Woods, Whale picking up Icy Woods, but Woods 43, his brother, right next to him. It's not going to be no-brainer. He's going to look for the kill, make sure that he's not going to get picked up on the res. But they're fine. This is okay. I take it back. I love beginners that like the creativity they come out with on these defenses.
Yeah.
Woods 43 reviving his brother Icy Woods.
Do you know what's lovely? Spending a Sunday with your brother in your living room, just chilling, shooting some people.
Wow, they're picking up Whale. Sorry, Woods 43 picking up Whale. Icy Woods picking up Lionheart. They are in the same breath. The lag is dissipated for me. Polisible picks up Woods 43. Woods 43 picks down Polisible. Polisible, Resible. Pacifist with 2 Resible players. Jamie has to do something. He's alone now against 4 against players.
Barely. Jamie.
Barely ducking that
Do you think
grenade.
he's gonna make the
to
res?
get Whale. Yeah, but it's super risky for trying to do this one. If I were in his shoes, I would be rotating to get Polisible up.
He has smoke cover that's about to dissipate.
It's not that effective though. Anyone watching those stairs is going to pick him up. I don't think anyone's watching those stairs though.
Yeah,
Icy Woods rotates, might see him. Didn't see him.
Icy was looking now. He gets him.
Catches, picks him up. Wow, that was over so quickly with 2 res potential. Pacifists could have brought that back. Not to be beginners taking the first round.
It's like beginners said, hey, you know what? You're at the very least, we're going to give you 8-8.
Yeah, we're going to get a point on this map.
Or, for irony's sake, they might take 2 points and make it a 8-9 loss. Which would be so weird. Unusual that such a thing would even be possible in this mighty league of ours.
It is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. Some have said reduce the cap to only 1 point. I disagree. I love that it adds so much pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people say that it's just too, it balances things and it throws the weight of the game out. Blah 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 blah. Blah. I don't agree. I like that it gives 2 points. I think people make references to things like Counter-Strike and just like, oh, it's not 2 points. Yeah, but it's very different. And anyway, I think it works for Onward, and I don't ever want to see it change. I think it's perfect, just the way it is, just like you, Viper.
Thanks, Raider. Yeah, I don't know. I think the way it is right now is actually kind of just right. And I think the toolkit that Marsoc have is kind of suitable to a pretty balanced game for the most part. Same with Volk.
Yeah. So I said that was a hard objective to cover, and I still stand by that. However, Guinness did it pretty well. 4-0. Sorry, four people up, having only lost 1, and that was lost on a trade.
But hold on, what would they have done if like Pacifists had lined up in the middle for a while, then pushed a hard left with a lot of smokes in his shield?
Do you want east?
But, yeah, sorry, hard east with a lot of smokes in his shield. What would they have done?
Grenades? I don't know.
To me, it's not really clear.
I don't know. It's a very. I have to think that they've tried out and tested counter actions. So I don't know because I have not tried it. But and honestly, I can't think of how they would. To be honest, I have no idea how you counterattack that from the position that 4 of the players are in.
Looks like Small is going to be in.
Maybe they all go in
fire.
windows and just like power fire onto everything in the area. Possible now, moving up to the objective. No, he's going past it, getting C4 up in a weird place, taking fire. They don't manage to pick him up though. He falls back.
2 C4s out. Very interesting.
So you see where Possible C4 is?
I did. I saw it stuck to the underside of the roof. And another C4 came out, landing somewhere.
So Beginner's got a great spread across the map right now. There will be no flank.
Frag coming in. Liner goes straight down. A very vulnerable position he took there. And I think he was rewarded accordingly.
Yeah, but you kind of... Again, it's one of those objectives where you have to take really horrible defensive positions.
He's spending a lot of time looking for this res.
Yeah, that is...
Neox now on the slide.
He's keeping his head down though. Viper is 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. It's the right in this case. He gets Lionheart up. It's 5 versus 5 still. Beginners looking for picks. Neox taking the slide, looking for an angle on a height angle, but
Killing
can't see it.
Pre-fire.
So again, a strange grenade to take down Lionheart. There was no follow-up grenade.
Yeah.
There's something missing in Beginners' play there. That's not the kind of thing I would expect from them. Grenade going out into the center now. Doesn't find anyone.
A good C4 dead in far too prematurely. Smalls really likes that.
Overlay
That's
check.
that line, yeah. Overlay check is good.
All right, we're good.
Mic check. Vibe check.
Vibe check 1 2.
Vibe check.
We got
Bye,
vibes. We got vibes. So 0 kills at the moment. We've had a down on Pacifists, but they got the res. Smoils and Strajak in positions that could challenge each other.
Yep. Woods.
Meanwhile, Neox patiently on the but you know Neox patiently looking for pickup. Pacifists aren't moving. They've gone static, apart from Whale, who might.
Whale's drawing
rotate.
a lot of attention, but I think it's kind of necessary.
Yep.
Like they
I don't
want.
know though. Whales. The more Whale moves around,
frag
the more
coming out, but
likely
it's
he's going to get
really
picked up.
long. It's way too long. Whale's just literally.
Someone's on
just putting
fire.
us on
Jamie's on fire.
Oh my God, Jamie!
Oh
No.
no, Jamie
Oh,
burns
Jamie.
Jamie.
Silly Jamie.
Jamie burns Jamie.
Molotovs
On
are
what I like to
double-edged
call
sword.
a scoop kind of error. A scoob boy
We call that
kind
a
of error.
scoobing. A scoobani.
That went scoobadly for him.
Scoobidly boo. So
Scoobad, kid. I'd love to see how that actually happened. Did James try and throw it out a window or something? I don't know how he did himself, but anyway. Spy coming out now. Lionheart. Whale. Icy Woods.
Smalls now getting
Lots
around
of
the
free fire, but
APC.
meanwhile, well, APC, like you said.
Oh, this could be it for Whale now. Smalls. Oh no, but Stragic already has it covered.
Strajak picking
Another
up.
frag coming out. Does not find any targets. It falls a bit too long. As pacifists.
So, 4 against 4 now, with 2 minutes 50 left on the clock. Whale making lots of noise, pre-firing lots of angles. I'm shocked that he hasn't taken down a punish.
It's almost like Whale's the bait, and Stragic was just picking up Smalls on that. Oh, what a
Possible picking up Icy
Wow.
Woods. Was that a blind fire?
I think no, he probably saw him rotating and just sort of shot through the bushes, guessing.
You can't know that he picked him up though. It's
No.
looking bad for beginners. It's 3 versus 4.
Unless he has some insane resolution incoming frag, or smokes.
Nope, smoke's going out. Smokes in the center. I still don't love Pacifist defensive lineup here, but beginners aren't spreading out, aren't making the most of it. They're doing like a very central push, which actually works from Pacifist here. Strajak. If they hadn't taken out Smoils, this map would be over in my opinion by now.
Yeah.
But Strajak picking up Smoils, super important.
It really was like that would have taken a Whale, and I think the defense would have been really weak. The Ox learned the code. Rolling out.
One tank, one gun, and port on sweep this spot.
Smoke's now falling on Whale.
Oh, yeah, picks up.
Yeah, picking up Pistol, possible. Not taking pick up Whale, and suddenly it's a 3 versus 2. Quick turnaround.
Like the timing of both those kills is insane. Like, really impressive.
Woods making that transition now. Strajak wasn't able to stop it and didn't stop it. This is where Smoils would be, and it's really hurt.
Yeah.
The defensive line of passes. Strajak had to cover that corner. I appreciate from Strajak's perspective, he's trying to cover a lot of the map, but he's the key defense there. Now it opens up the objective wide open.
I mean, it kind of meant that their defense fell apart because Stragic wasn't able to cover this APC cross area, and maybe when he thought he got Smalls, that was enough.
Yeah.
Oh!
Neox taking down Lionheart VR. Beginners now. Strajak picks up Neox. 2 versus 1.
If beginners are in any way counting their kills, I think they know.
Woods is going to get picked up here on the rotation. Now it's a 1-on-1. Strajak
kicking ass, but he gets taken down by
Callinger
Dr.
picks up
K.
Strajak. Fuck yeah from Killinger.
Oh wow, that's that was intense.
Beginners. That went down to 1-on-1. Pacifist almost pulling it back, taking the map, taking the series, but no, Beginners will not go down that easily. 3-2 now. Beginners on defense on the tank objective. Tank objective, another hard one to defend. You know what? They're all hard to defend, but whatever. This is a hard objective. I've seen a lot of caps happen on this objective, on this map.
So, again, technically speaking now, right, Pacifists are in the lead, but Beginners have more points cumulatively across the rounds. Beginners lead in points right now with a total of 10 to Pacifists 7.
Yep.
That's nuts.
It's just crazy.
That's just
I love
crazy.
it. But I love it. It's crazy, but I love it. Like you, Viper. And again, everything seems to come back to you. You're crazy, but I love you.
I'm the wild child they don't talk about.
Wild card, baby. Anyway, so tank objective, beginners defense. We saw a very imaginative defense from them on a similar objective in the burning building. I can't wait to see what beginners come out with on this.
Here's my question for you: do you think the standings will be greatly affected if beginners do lose this? I mean, they're in a position now to come back quite handily, but my question is, Pacifists, if they win again, where's it going to put them in the rankings?
I don't know. I don't like. See, the MMR is such a mystery that winning, but losing on score. I don't know how that actually plays into it. You know, like how much MMR do you actually get by winning the series?
Reset.
By winning the series, but losing on points. Do you know what I mean?
Now, I'm just going to say this now, that what gets me with the overlays is these round resets. This totally throws me off. So, vibe check me on those.
Okay. Vibe check 1, 2.
So like you said, you're right, the MMR is such a mysterious force.
Yeah.
That,
especially when you like throw that into it. You win the series, but you lose lose on points. Now, obviously, you don't lose MMR, but how much MMR do you really gain? And inversely, how much does the losing team lose? You know?
Yep. Okay, overlay.
Do you know? I don't feel like you know. I feel like you're saying yes, but you don't really know. No, you don't. You don't know. All right. Vibe check 1, 2.
Vibe check, vibe.
Alright, Pacifists now.
So what are Pacifists going to do to make this work?
How are they going to pre-fire?
Did they just get lucky in round 1 and they're coasting on that momentum?
No, because they also won round 2.
That's true.
Jamie alone.
Are we going to see a small middle frag again?
Icy Woods returning that pre-fire.
Oh, Smiles kills Dr. Killinger.
Heels killing
He is so dead.
No. Oh no. No, so much anger from Killinger. I can feel it through the internet.
My skin started
with Russia
burning.
from love.
I need sun factor 50 for this. I'm feeling burns.
So this is really bad for beginners, obviously. Straight in, Pacifists have double tapped just to make sure, so they know beginners are down a player. Smoils now needs to get out of his own head. He knows what he just did. May have been killing his fault for running down an unpredictable line, although I doubt it.
Do you think Smalls can hear the screams of Dr. Killer in his
Yes.
in his mod right now?
I think Smiles knows Killinger well enough that he probably taking it away, evening it up now, 4 to 4.
So, yeah,
A really risky whale in a really
Woods and
risky
Neox,
position there.
Well, I would say Woods and Neox position was risky.
Yes, it is risky. I don't deny that, but I'd say Whale, like, you can get killed from so many angles where Whale peeked out there.
Strategic. Jack in the stretch. Smalls putting out
Strategic picking up Woods 43, but Woods 43 is resable and will get rezzed immediately for a Neox.
Again, so that might affect their kill count. They might think they have an edge.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, Woods putting out some shots,
Jamie.
but immediately gets pressure from Jamie.
Woods has got to be careful. He's made too much noise now. Return fire coming in on him. He's reporting. Woods picks up Stray Jack. Lionheart now.
Are we going to see a breach coming in?
No, they don't. I don't know if they know Woods 43 is up there. This is really intense. 3 versus 3.
Oh no, they did.
Now 3 versus 1. Woods, both Woods brothers dying in simultaneous timings all on Smiles now. It's looking terrible for beginners. He's running out to the objective.
Smalls knows what's up. He's risking it all for the gravy.
Wow, that is such a transition, and somehow managed to survive running out in the open
transition.
across the street against 3 enemies. He's in a key defensive position. They will not expecting him to be him to be here now. But the problem is, the moment he kills one, the other 2 will potentially know where he is and be able to return fire on him and take him down.
It was a massive risk to rotate there, but it may pay off. It could give him everything he needs.
Short term, it will pay off. Again, I don't know that.
But he's got nothing else to go. He's got to stop that cap. Lionheart.
Wow, this is so intense. Lionheart, Smiles, they don't know each other there. Lionheart can't possibly know Smiles is there. Jamie also not in a key position. Nobody would have seen Smiles' kill there.
Possible's got to know. Possible here's him coming in.
Maybe.
Smiles is like one-man armying right now. Like he's doing a decent job.
Wow, Smiles' position. He's going to pick up Jamie as well. In 3, 2, maybe in a second.
He's got
1.5.
There it is. Like what is going on?
So now it's Smiles versus Polisable.
Oh my god.
Wow, my god, Smiles could do this.
It's crazy Paulus didn't radio in that Smalls was there, or that Jamie
He couldn't know. He couldn't know. Footsteps. You look at your tablet and you see you got a teammate like 3 meters away from you.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I saw Blaze cap against boss fight by snaking through that dead center, but there was a lot of smoke and noise at that
I
point.
can't believe Smiles could do this, but I don't know
Yeah.
what Smiles is doing now. He's leaving the objective wide open. He doesn't have an idea of the...
What the what does it just do? I don't understand.
Don't get it. So
Talk about choking.
against all. He must have found the. So he found the clacker and. What's this button do? I apologise, listeners and watchers. I
my
did not
God.
expect that. Obviously, neither did Viper. It's a very unexpected turn of events. Beginners holding the line. Smiles amazingly risky, but play pays off. His repositioning then paying off a second time as JB rounded the corner. Unexpected Smiles to be there in that position, and rightly
Where
so.
was
And then
Pulse when he found this clacker, and why did he
he was
detonate it?
upstairs in the middle mansion.
Oh my god. I can't believe that was a lemon squad move right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I've been there. There
Beginners
are
now.
times you find a clacker and you're like, I wonder if I detonate this, what'll happen?
Yeah. Of course.
And it's killed me.
Did he even mean to pick it up? Who knows? Maybe we'll never know. Anyway, 3-3 now. Beginners pulling it back from a 3-0 loss in a situation where it was, again, I'm tired of saying 3, but it was 3 versus 1. Smiles holds the line. Arguably, maybe he still would have taken Possible down. We'll never know. But the point is,
We're coming up
it's
into the
3.
final
This is
round
it,
now.
though. Final round of the night. 1 map apiece. Who will
Yep.
take it?
Oh my god.
Are we going to see pre-fire coming out from Beginners?
They're ribbing Pulse a little bit, saying he's a 200 IQ.
So, Pacifists now.
Yeah, don't get pre-fired, don't get pre-fired.
They've got to be feeling that pressure. It's turned back on them. They had that key early victories, and now that pressure is going to be massive on them. Beginners, that glimmer of hope has turned into a raging fire.
Yep.
As they now
Points
have to
wise
defend
now, Beginners are
tank
going to take a
objectives.
clear win if they pull this off. Frags not finding their targets.
Fight check, 1-2.
Fight, check, fight. That's all good.
Don't forget, every time I check, you find it's the times I forget to check.
Well, that's the thing. It's obviously a psychological thing. If you're forgetting, I'm also probably forgetting.
Yep.
For obvious reasons.
So, anywho, now we look at this Beginners spread. It's a pretty long spread across the map, not allowing for much
Pretty typical.
repositioning. You look at Pacifist defensive position, Strajak in a again, I don't rate it. Maybe it'll work. But I
It
don't
can
rate
be
it.
effective, but why someone wouldn't put a frag in it like small? Literally.
The woods on the refrag immediately.
Wow. That was
Strajak, Sixth Sense. It's that Sixth Sense, you know, when you
could've
just
heard it, you
round the
could've heard
corner and
the
the guy
pin
has a
being
tablet out and you're like, oh, okay, you're dead.
You could have heard the pin being pulled, and I was like, okay, it's time to roll, or I'm dead.
Oh yeah, no, he's a grenade. There's a Neox now back on the slide looking for any kind of pick, but once again, Pacifists staying static. Do they know that Strajak picked up a kill? I doubt it. Unless he had time.
Whale's head is totally dingable from the slide.
Whales famously have giant heads.
He's a Beluga.
He's Beluga.
Beluga? Wasn't there a league player called Beluga? Whatever
I
happened
believe
to
there
him?
was. I don't know. Maybe he's Whale. Maybe
That
change
would
the
make a
name.
lot of sense, because I could never say
Anyway.
his name correctly.
Cutting back to the match, we see Beginners. I keep calling them Killingers. Anyway, we see
Killingers.
Beginners still doing the spread, expecting maybe a flank, which isn't coming. Looking for the picks, as they like to do. I think maybe they spotted Possible. Hard to tell. Maybe they're just pre-firing.
it's pre-fire.
Yeah.
And I've
Two
seen it
in
from
the middle
both.
mansion. Two
Seen it-
in the south is the objective.
Yeah. 4 for 4.
Por
Alright.
favor, por favor.
Por favor, Jamie, watching the stairs. He will take your knees off.
So Lionheart making some noise in the middle mansion. Meanwhile, Beginners just holding the lines, taking the time, not looking to make any ground yet.
A little early, Mr. Woods. A little early on that frag. Whoa, camera spaz.
Yeah, same here.
You got that too?
Ah, weird. Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, nothing really of substance happening right now.
Nope.
Lionheart,
Whale
Jamie.
in the same position he's taken before. Possible in the ground floor. of the South Mansion, just looking for any kind of intel. Where are the beginners? They can't expect to be the beginners to be as far back as they are right now with 2 minutes 50 left on the clock. It's 4 versus 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, 4 versus 5. That's right.
Woods didn't pre-fire in the whale.
Right,
Or
so I
pre-fire in the
think
whale's area.
yeah, Smoyle's disconnected, which I think must have messed with our camera and also messed with who's alive and dead tips.
Right. So it looks like Woods is calling out Whale's position.
To
Blind fire,
Mansion,
not smoke.
they really have to hold this. That's where this matters. Polishable and Whale also. You know what? Everyone. Woods hit the Whale. It was only a matter of time. Whale's head was poking up far too high for far too long.
Wasn't going to be Neox, it was...
The thing is,
small
Whale
on the blind.
also made some noise, just doing some firing on bushes and stuff, so he kind of gave away his position, but then didn't duck down, so... Bit of a mess up by Whale there. It's looking good for beginners as it's 4 versus 3 now. Woods scraping the windows. Meanwhile, Woods 43 pushing in the center mansion. Neox pushing in the center mansion. Killing and putting it in the center mansion. Line half the R and Jamie there. It's a trade. Jamie takes down Wood 43. Wood 43 down the line half.
Doesn't find a
Jamie
target.
now. Hold. Killing it. Dead. Now 2-2.
Or not team kill, sorry.
Polishable downs Jamie, or was it the fall? I don't know, but now it's a 2 versus 1 with only Polishable left to defend.
I thought it was possible that Jamie.
Well, it said Polishable downed Jamie now.
Oh yeah, that makes
might have
sense.
been the
So I
case, I
saw
don't
him
know.
pre-firing in there. So Pulsible's now taking an aggressive position. He doesn't want to lose that cap. I respect that.
I would feel horrible for Polishable right now, given what happened in the last round and just what happened then with the team down. Now, arguably, he was pre-firing that position.
Shout out to the teams that are about to be open to recruiting Pulsible.
Not appropriate. We've all been in his place.
Yeah.
Not appropriate. Viper check 1, 2.
All good.
Not appropriate, Viper. You're a bad man. But we're looking. So, you know.
There it is.
And it's
that's
over.
it.
Beginners
Icy Wolf.
taking map 3 when Pacifists had a 3-0 lead and then almost took the last round with 3 players up against 1 defender.
Oh my god. That
Beginners
comeback.
turning this around in the... Well, I'd say I can't imagine a bigger upset, Viper. That was 3-0 Pacifist caught, and then on the last map they have 3 players left versus 1 defender.
That's the biggest upset you're ever gonna get.
I don't know about
Ever.
the biggest.
That was a very, very big upset.
Massive upset anyway. Well played by beginners. Ice in their veins, backs against the wall, and they bring it back, taking the last round with 2 players left against 1. Polishable having to circle around on that objective. I don't blame him for going down as he did. However, beginners will put a pretty big dent, I have to assume, into Pacifist MMR. Pacifist losing by, I guess it was 4, 9, big numbers that I can't do right now because I'm terrible at math.
Numbers. I mean, the points difference was like what, 6? So
12 to 7.
yeah.
Yeah, 12 to 7.
So
2006. That's
no,
not
it's
right in my
5.
head.
It was a good round though.
Well, so well played by beginners. They're pacifists, well played as well, bringing it up an early 3-0 with an early cap, and then a strong lineup. They didn't give any rounds away easily. However, beginners able to hold the line constantly, not dropping any more points, going down to 1 player in Smoyles. Smoyles able to hold the line by himself, repositioning, making a crazy reposition into an unexpected area, picking up 2, and then Polishable unfortunately killing himself going into that final round. Then it was the 2 versus 2 situation. Intense fights in the center. Unfortunately, Polishable getting a team kill, putting it down to him versus 2, and then forcing himself into a hard position where he's trying to defend the objective by himself.
My heart goes into Possible. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's maybe he's using index controllers. I know firsthand index controllers will get you killed playing with C4. I don't know. Like it's just a series of unfortunate events that kind of led to the downfall of
So beginners now
Pacifists.
have taken it back from pacifists. Pacifists beating beginners last time and almost beating beginners this time. So close. You've been in that. We've all been in that position with 3-0 up, and suddenly it turns around on you. But you know, you're like, okay, we've lost 1 round. We still just need 1 more point. Okay, we lost another round. It's 3-2. We just need 1 more point. Okay, it's 3-3. Oh crap. You know.
Yep. And it was really tight. I mean, to be honest, Subway was just so back and forth, and then this like had the same sort of in the early cap followed by back and forthing.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Anyway, well played by pacifists. Better played by beginners, but only barely. Well done to beginners. Taking this game, taking the series, taking 2 maps, and Downfall obviously taking 5-0, utterly destroying Pacifists on Downfall. Pacifists almost bringing it back on this map. Well done, both teams.
Meanwhile, on a related note, for those of you who are just tuning in and you just missed the action, if you want to check out live now, is G-Men versus Vikings on Onward Master League 1. We will post a link to that, or we'll be hosting it after this.
Oh, well, I'm going to cut straight to that, because G-Men versus Vikings, that's a crazy great matchup. That's 2 top teams, one of the top teams from the US and one of the top teams from the EU.
Currently, the score is 4-1 in the first map to Vikings, so second map is
Really?
Downfall. Yeah.
Wow.
Unexpected.
Vikings representing for the EU there. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for watching. Viper, thank you for hosting.
Very much for tuning in, guys. Apologies for the overlays issues. I hope you enjoyed the cast today, and by all means,
Oh, and finally, thank you for the to the teams who put on such a great show for us. Thank you very much, Pacifists and Beginners.
Yep, thanks, guys. Absolutely fabulous show. Jolly good show, old boys.
Jolly good show.
Jolly good show.
All right.
Jolly good show. All right.
Bye from Radarhead.
Godspeed, everybody. Good night. And thanks again to our sponsors, ProTube and VR Cover. Good night, everybody.